Hey, we're live. Hello.
We are live. Hello.
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
Another Wednesday night takeover, as you have
It's
so fondly named it.
Wednesday. I think it was because we were short for ideas.
I think
So I was just like, I don't know, takeover.
you just named it and then made
Yeah.
me accept it.
Yeah. As usual, with any of these things,
Right.
anytime that Josh and I do anything together,
Fun.
I come up with all the names and the graphics.
I came up
and-
with Drag Bolt.
That's true. You did come up with Drag.
The best
but then
one.
I did the logo.
Yes. Which I wasn't even using Illustrator at the time, so I never used the logo. All the thumbnails I created at that time was all on my phone on Photo Grid app.
You did a great job.
Yeah, it's high quality productions over here. I've had to really step into your level. Also, did you know that I didn't even know that the name of the Ripper was the Ripper until your video came out all of a sudden and said Vanquish Ripper? I'm like, what the hell's a Ripper?
That's incredible.
We had never named it. And then all of a sudden, we're just like, that's a Ripper. Okay.
I thought I'm sure that somebody told me.
Jim would have had to tell you that, but we had never called it that. I'm like, oh, I guess. Well, Jim and Matt named it.
I'm pretty sure that I had nothing to do with it. I just knew what it was. So let's go with that.
Right.
Hello to everybody watching out there in internet land. Thank you for joining us again. This is episode
8.
7?
8.
8? Is it 8?
It's 8.
It is 8. I labeled it as such too. So
yeah. Well, I had to label it as 8, but I almost did 7 because my last week didn't work, and that was,
That was a bit of a thing, but it was nice to have Schultz on here last week and talk about his history of, the Earth.
Yeah,
and what it was like before people roamed around and stood up on 2 legs. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was good. I wish I would have been able to get my stream up for YouTube, but it happened. We'll continue to We'll continue to be.
There's always going to be bugs.
Yeah.
Sort of like my 2 mil driver that doesn't have a tip on it anymore.
How did you break a 2 mil?
I was probably using it as like a
chisel.
Chisel.
You were the guy who that's why they put that on all the Craftsman screwdrivers, not a chisel.
Right. Oh, why is this working as a pry bar? I don't know. So I'm gonna be making an order later tonight because I also broke my 1.5 mil.
Oh wow! I broke an 050, but that's not a super surprising one to break.
No, that comes pretty naturally, I think. Welcome.
My favorite comment so far over here from Darwin Bonky is that it looks like Josh and Matt are wearing each other's shirts.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is good. I like that one, Darwin. Thank you for that. That does look like, if I'm honest, that does look like a shirt I would wear.
Oh, it does, for sure.
To sleep.
And would you say, but sleeveless?
No, to sleep in.
Oh, to sleep in.
Sleeveless, come on.
I'm like, that doesn't
sound like that at all.
I mean, I can see you wearing a vest, but not so much a sleeveless shirt.
like a full-on leather vest.
Yeah, I could see you wearing it very unironically. Just like, no, this is what I wear.
What are you talking about? I always go out in this.
It's made from reclaimed barnwood owl.
Yeah. So what is that? Is that just you don't really know where your shirts come from, right? Is that a Fast Eddie shirt? Or...
No, this was some sort of Kansas City shirt, and
for the royalty. Kansas
yeah, it was
City
there was a guy. I think I don't remember. You're right. I don't know where my shirts come from. They just arrive.
Yeah, as they do.
Yeah.
I had a really nice Toyota shirt, and my wife was like, "Can I borrow a shirt to sleep in?" I was like, "I don't know why you don't have any shirts, but sure." And I'll never see that shirt again. It's gone. It's a good shirt.
My wife sleeps exclusively in Element t-shirts because she has so many.
Yeah, and I use all the Element banners as capes. I cut a hole right in the center, and it's like a poncho.
Oh, that.
Oh, speaking of poncho, happy Sinkhole de Mayo.
Yeah, I had tamales. That was about as official as mine got. But like actual Karina brought them for me. It was.
Oh, that's nice.
Like real tamales.
We had potato nachos.
Wow.
So imagine a baked potato that's been
sliced up and then covered in.
No. Baked potato. Then you scoop out everything that's inside. Then you make mashed potatoes. But then you put like black beans, cumin, salsa, cheese, green onions, all the makings of nachos on top of a double stuffed baked potato.
That's just a baked potato in the U.S. Like,
oh, right, sorry.
Like that. You come to the U.S.
I should have clarified. Yeah.
They say, "You want a baked potato?" Like, yeah. You want everything on it? Yeah. And then you get that. Like, sometimes there's like another piece of chicken on it. You know.
There's 3 strips of hickory smoked bacon, a 1/4 pound beef patty,
and then just all deep fried. Here you go.
We call it the Good Morning Burger.
Right. Like, what was the one I saw the other day? They said, "Would you like to eat 6 string cheeses?" Like, no, God, that's way too many. What if I deep fried them and then gave you a side of marinara sauce, and then you ate that before your meal? Like, that sounds fantastic.
That's exactly what I would like. Why didn't you just say that?
Yeah, like, oh well, that changes everything.
So this week we're gonna do some questions from the audience, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we both tried to gather some questions. I'm gonna have to.
And there's more coming through, so we'll get to as many of them as we can.
Yes.
Which is always the challenge, scrolling back through the chat window. But before we get to that, are you working on anything tonight on the bench?
Well, I just finished my first project already. As you can tell, I put the other side panel back on my bomber, which was a big.
Wow.
There was 4 screws. They were like an M2.2 by 4 or 5 maybe.
Don't guess.
We can get real technical with this. But
I have a feeling that that's going to be episode 3, so don't spoil it for everybody.
Hey, listen, we're already on episode 4 because
what?
There's been 4 episodes on this already.
Wow. Okay. That's odd because the last one I felt just kind of went on forever, and you didn't even really do anything.
Right. I'm just changing everything here. I understand we get technical and things kind of go over your head, but
slow down. You didn't even build anything on camera. You went, and it's done.
Boom. Listen.
Boom. Wow. So instructional.
I didn't call it an instructional. It's a flex video.
Holy crap. You guys aren't going to believe this, but a giant honeybee just flew into my workshop.
Murder hornet.
How am I?
It's a murder hornet.
It's just a regular everyday bee. But how am I going to save its life?
That's your go-to?
Yeah, it's a honeybee. You don't.
We are different people, Matt.
This is now what the show is. It's saving bees.
Ooh, get some whiteout. Put some whiteout on it.
Why? What would you do that? Why would you do that?
Oh, you don't get that joke?
Oh wait, no. Wait, yes, that's a reference to. I know what that is. I've heard that before. Yeah.
We literally recite. I'm so disappointed that you don't know what it is already.
No. It's Step Brothers. I remember now.
Okay, thank you.
I just don't want to. I'm just kind of being very gentle because I don't want it to freak out.
I feel like I should go to your. Just in case something fantastic happens, I feel like we should be focused on your camera right now.
Okay, no, I got him. Look at the size of him.
You put him right behind where. Yeah, there you go. Is he in the bag or out of the bag?
I put him in the bag.
That's good.
Well, he'll survive in there. It's so big, it could be a queen.
Well,
All right, now what to do?
Yeah, you're gonna run outside? Like,
I think I have to run outside. No, actually, I've got the hatch here. I'll just open the trap door. Don't go anywhere. This is nature at its finest.
This is riveting information.
Now there's going to be a bunch of questions about bees.
Yeah.
So what kind of bee is it?
Well, I mean, I think murder hornet was pretty universal over here.
Yeah, everyone thought it was a murder hornet. Okay, I'm opening the bag. I'm letting him out or her, and it's out.
That's
good.
People are saying here that's a bumblebee. Then Bill said that's a baggy bee.
Okay, crisis averted.
Oh.
Saved people.
Okay, I was hoping that would have been much more eventful.
Yeah, I know what you were hoping for.
Yeah, definitely. Your safety was third for sure.
Yeah. The next part of this live stream is me going to emergency because I find out I'm allergic.
Just swollen up on the right side of your face. I'm fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine. Okay, so you're working on putting that side panel on, well, so that'll take a few hours.
We accomplished the first thing.
Oh, good. Great.
I would like to discuss my now extensive repertoire of vintage RC experience, though. Because now I've built both an RC10 Gold Pan and the Kyosho Ultima. And I just would like to say that I think that anybody who was into RC in the 80s was crazy. And if you put up with that as a hobby, I don't understand. But on the RC10. The Ultima, however, which I think came out significantly after, well, not significantly, but after, that felt great to build. Like,
that was a fun build. I really enjoyed that build.
That Ultima felt like more of a modern car. That RC10,
Well, to be fair, they did a lot of updating on the Ultima to make it function by today's standards.
Okay.
Like the transmission, for example, is, I think, fairly new.
Okay, then that would be a big difference. That all could be very much the case. I'm just saying that if those two were the same at the same time, that Kyosho was.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky because your RC10 came in a box with instructions and had all the parts. I've got one on the way, and I'm not copying you.
Psh.
I've always wanted to have one in my collection. And my local hobby guy was kind enough to dig into his basement and found me a complete one. So I'm going to be stripping that down and doing a complete rebuild and maybe even putting some new parts on it. But I'm going to run it faithful and just do a brushed, simple ESC and have some fun with it. Right. So that's one project. The other project today is, I think, and I don't know if this is actually going to work or not, but I'm going to try to put F9s on the Capra.
And you're gonna re-gear it?
I'll adjust the gearing for sure. I may even go back and put like a old style trans in there. Gotcha. I know I've got lots.
Yeah. So the other thing I do have on my bench here is the Flip That Truck.
Ah, yes. This is the new Flip That Truck.
The newest Flip That Truck. And I need to start mocking up some sliders on it. So that is my other actual plan, because I want to get another video done on this.
Cool.
But that hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to try and mount up the VS410 slider kit onto a flat rail chassis and try and make a flat rail chassis suck less.
Well, I wish you luck on that one. Lots of stuff happened in the world of RC this week. If you watched Josh's news channel show,
the scale news was easy this week. I had so much news to talk about.
So much stuff happening.
So much Yeah, I mean, that was
It's a good week.
that did not.
It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah, well, it's just the scale news is such a pain. I have no idea how I can get home at a reasonable time. Say I'm home by 6, and I can feel like I can reasonably come in here and be ready to start filming by 6:30.
Right.
But I never start filming right away. I go browse through all of my links to try and see if anything else came out that I missed. But somehow,
as one should. I mean, you got to be kind of, with a show like that, you've got to be as up to date and as current as possible.
Yeah, which is a pain. But so I was going through, but no matter what, I can be in here at whatever time it takes. It doesn't matter if I start at 6:30 or if I start at 9:30. I never finish uploading, editing, links, thumbnails, everything until 12:30. Like,
no,
doesn't matter. And it's like, this should be the easiest show. I should be able to come in here and go, here's the new stuff that I didn't have to buy or do anything other than look at a web page on, and now I'm done. But somehow it takes more time to just research and film that, edit it the day of than anything else.
Yep. I'm not really that surprised. It's, for anybody who doesn't know, editing these videos, like shooting and editing and planning and doing everything, it takes a lot of time. It's not easy.
Yeah. No, it's
by any stretch.
It is a stupid amount of time. So,
but it's all worth it.
Official Black Turtle, which is Eric, it says you bummed about AAC. Eric, I must be missing something. Can you please?
What's AAC?
AAC is the autism awareness crawl that we have out here every year for ASD.
Oh, I guess they must postpone.
I guess. I mean, it's not until August, late August normally, or yeah. So
maybe they know that because everything else is postponing, that they just want to kind of put it off so they can still have the sort of, exclusivity on the weekend or whatever. Because sometimes these things will move, and then all of a sudden, there's 4 events.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that. But like, people are saying, get an editor. Editing is the biggest time suck, and it kind of is. But most of my other videos, like last night, I shot that bomber video. I started filming by 7 or 7:30, was done by 10, and then a little after 10, and then I edited and uploaded, and it was midnight again. But the editing time for that is so much faster than.
Well, it's really easy when you don't film any of the actual doing.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing. I had built that before, That when you're into those, like that type of project that's so specific.
Right. I mean, no one's gonna. It's not like you need to do a how-to demo on that, because I'm not discounting how awesome those parts are. They're probably not a big seller.
Well, it's going to be a way low volume type thing. It's for crazy.
It's for Harleys. It's for Harleys.
Yeah, for people who are,
It's for guys named Josh in this hobby.
Right. So,
that have Cheetos. I should be more clear.
Exactly. You have to have a Cheeto to.
Yeah.
And what was the other comment on here? How does a flat rail suck more than a C channel? I own both, literally no difference. Well, if you literally think there's no difference, then we can't even have this discussion.
This conversation is over.
Because there is hardly any explaining that.
Yeah, that your argument is invalid.
Yeah, I think we've understood why this conversation can't continue.
Thanks for calling. Okay, let's get to some of these, because
yes, let's do that. You start, so I can.
All right, fine. We can skip over all of the murder hornet comments, because we already dealt with that.
Because you don't like to party.
Just building first. Stuart Wakeling said that he's building his first kit, I presume ever, the VS410 Ultra. Lost an E-clip for the incision shocks. Any ideas where he can get a replacement?
That's
one E-clip.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually going to be a pretty standard part if you got a hobby shop nearby.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's like a whole customer service thing. We have to send us an email or something so we can take care of you. But
you should be able to get a replacement at a hobby shop.
Yeah.
Take one of the other ones with you.
You know,
So
that's using your.
I need an E-clip, and then they just hand you they just go, here you go. Great. Now I've got 8,000 of them.
Yes, perfect. Hey, Team Garage Hack gave me $25. Thank you.
What?
Thank you to the TGH guys.
Josh doesn't need the money, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I do.
These shows are free. So, my phone, I am upgrading I told you a little bit today, but I'm upgrading my streaming PC in here. And I'm putting a new EVGA graphics card in it. And it's their 2070 Super RTX, but it's got a new thing in it it's called like RTX Voice. And it takes out like all kinds of background noise. And it's even supposed to take out the sound of like our power drills, our power drivers. Or
I would love
my
to hear that.
HVAC unit that is 16 inches from the tip of my finger right here outside. So I'm excited. Because I like to still get excited about. I like to get excited about PC stuff still.
And as you should. That's PC Master Race subreddit. Very fun to read through.
Yes, even though you're
if you're into PCs.
Even though you're a Mac person.
Yeah, but
Matt froze. He started talking about Macs. Oh, there you're back. It's okay. Your dropped frame counter's probably going up.
I dropped out 1.3%. Can't believe it.
So let's see.
I think we're okay now, though. Are you going to do a question now?
Yep, I'm looking right now. Well, okay, so this is kind of a question, and then something I thought I would spend. I have a hot take for you. So the question actually was from Plunkenstein, which I think is an awesome Instagram name.
Very good.
But his topic suggestion was Class 1 setup philosophy, which I think, but I'm going to spin that into a different question or kind of my opinion that I think will be a debatable opinion, of course. But I think that Class 3 is the only class where you can like really care about appearance and still have a competitive truck.
Correct.
I think that we would have many people who disagree with us.
No, I think you're actually quite right. I think if you want to be, like if competition, if winning is your goal, your truck is going to be ugly.
I'm sorry already to Akaika and David from Crawl Space.
I'm not. I do not apologize at all. If they have a problem with that, well, no, just kidding. No, that is pretty much, I think, a universal truth. That and while their trucks look good, they look really good as comp trucks. I don't think you could say that they're, beautiful in a traditional truck sense. I think that's
like a truck way.
Yeah. I think that's sort of the point I'm trying to make.
Right. So, yeah, but his actual question about Class 1 setup philosophy, I think, the reason I thought about that is because well, is your philosophy going to be try to win, or is it going to be try to make a truck that you're going to enjoy the looks of? And that's where.
Or are you trying to win the concourse event?
Oh, I guess you could say. I don't count those people as actual winners. I kind of count that as like, well, and cool. It's a cute truck you brought.
Good for you, son. You did a great job on that, pal. yeah, setup philosophy. I always go in class 1, especially looks first, performance second.
And for me, I think I'm always performance minded.
Yes,
but I don't want to build anything that I don't enjoy the look of. So I want it to still represent a style of full size fabrication that I actually like.
Right, exactly. And I think it's always going to be beauty in the eye of the beholder too, right? So what you think looks really great, somebody else might really think is hideous.
Some people have beer goggles on.
Right.
Just go to Facebook any day.
There's some definitely interesting builds out there.
Like, here are all of the things I just bought off Wish. Like,
oh, wow. I hear more and more about Wish every day. Thankfully, I don't buy anything.
Do not partake.
No.
Yeah, Wish is definitely the. I don't know. I instantly judge people if they buy off Wish, unless it's specifically for a YouTube video. Like, I bought everything off Wish. Let's see how screwed I got.
I don't know why, but I don't really like. I don't even see any like ads for that site.
You don't?
Anywhere. No.
Well, maybe they target more U.S. users. But I mean, like, I always watch again PC stuff. I watch a lot of like Linus Tech Tips and those guys, and they're like, we bought all the graphics cards off Wish, and here's what we actually got.
Okay.
Like, we bought this $1,000 graphics card for $80.
So what you're saying is the quality isn't always there.
Right. But they were supposed to pass legislation recently that was like, because it was really just bait and switch stuff. Like, it was a straight up scam,
Wow. Yeah. Oh, so like when I used to see those ads on Instagram for like what looks to be a TRX4, but it's actually like that 16th scale garbage that you get.
Right. But they use a TRX4 in the ad, or just use the TRX4 video from Traxxas.
Yeah.
And then send you something that's not that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's what that is. Got it.
Oh, Weston's comment here. Banggood sounded good until I went to the website.
Well, you know what? I have had some decent success with some of their stuff.
I'm just saying, like, you may think you're in for a better time than you were if you didn't know what the website was.
Oh, I understand. The Bang Gang. I get it now.
So
I understand.
I get it.
Hey, let's do some more questions.
Yeah.
Should I get a TRX4 Defender? I don't know. Do you like it? I mean, I'm not a fan of the unlocking diffs and well, that's about it really on that. Everything else about that truck is okay.
I mean,
I like the Sport better.
I don't like Defenders. That truck has a massively heavy and huge body.
Because of the inner fenders and the size of it and the cage and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a massive body because of the size of it. I totally agree. So
logic checks out.
Yeah, like, oh, okay. If I was going to buy one of the Traxxas trucks that's outfitted similarly, I would definitely go Bronco or Blazer.
Yep.
Because those still have all that selectable stuff if you're wanting that, and they look good.
Yes, so, I like the Blazer body a lot on that truck.
Yeah.
It's not a bad effort on that one. So
no, I thought it looked great.
I would, if you want to have all the whiz bang stuff, then yes, I would say either the Blazer or the Bronco are better choices.
Plus, the Blazer and the Bronco both are 12.3 wheelbases.
Yes, that's all true.
In the future, if you get sick of the body and you want to have a plethora of options, then
because what's the other one?
12/8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is pretty big. So yes, there you go. That's an answer. We're doing it, guys. We're answering questions.
All right. Let me find the next one.
Okay.
So the monthly mayhem or ideas or insights into previous monthly mayhems. So monthly mayhem ideas, we have a number of upcoming ones, but as far as just circling back around on the old ones and our feelings on them, the first one was the drag bowl, which to me was one of my most favorite projects ever.
Yes, I agree that was probably, it was our first idea, so usually the first idea is always the best one.
Yeah. Well, and it was my idea. Yeah, that's why. That was why.
Sure. Yeah, no, that was a fun project.
Yes, that was amazing.
And in some way, we will definitely revisit that challenge. I think it's
a speed challenge it's such a easy, it's such an easy and exciting one to do, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, it was a total blast. I will definitely look forward to doing that again.
So
some way.
Then the next one was the trying to make a car fly.
Yes.
Okay, that one was insanely painful.
Yeah, that was horrible.
We limited ourselves on the rules way too much.
Yeah, basically made it impossible to do.
Yep. And that was just an insight into what a frustrated face looks like.
Yep, 100%. Every day on that project, I wanted to quit.
Yeah. Until we both independently decided to throw them off of a roof. And I was like, well, this is for sure gonna do it. And then nope.
Not so much. You didn't throw it hard enough.
Exactly. I kind of biffed it off the side of the ramp, and I'm like, either way, this is winning. Taking the W on this one.
No. So much.
The next one was the Ultra Fusion.
Ultra Fusion, yes.
And that was fun. I
loved that one.
That truck, it's sitting right next to me right now. That one was just a fun truck to drive and a fun truck to build.
I can say unequivocally that both of those trucks were excellent handling trucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we put them through was pretty amazing, I have to say.
Yeah, especially on and off camera.
Yes.
They were just a lot of fun. So that one was a great time. And a debatable outcome, clearly.
Only debatable because you lost.
I think we could easily go to the instant replay on that video.
It wouldn't have mattered, even if we had done a restart.
Restart? It was a loss. It was a one and done. You disqualified. I should have. Anyway.
We can argue this
I'm
for
not
days.
bitter. Oh, we will. We'll do it next time too. And then
tune in on episode 2080. Yeah. Back at 12 when Josh, you'll be dead. This is how it'll get solved. You'll be dead and I'll just win.
Yeah. I will have tried to step on a bee and
you can thank me later for saving that bee's life. Then after that one,
then we had the Inverno. That one. Which what?
It's not even questionable. And you know what? I've been very, very kind to you by not bringing this up at any point ever. And you know what? I'm not even going to think now. I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman. Uh,
I don't, you know,
listen,
can't even.
if
It really pains me.
there there's no way to beat an American in a burnout contest.
Well,
Well,
no,
Australia.
sir.
I will say I'll take that back immediately and probably, give
I bet
the
you
lead on that to the Australians.
they'd give you a run for your money. I bet.
Yeah. So I will immediately take that back and apologize at the exact same time. But I mean, mine
I
was
bet all watching. They're like, ooh, ooh,
oh,
ooh. Oh, all right, all right, all right.
so. But yeah, I mean, I clearly won that. You can theorize on how I did all you want, but
No, I don't. We're not talking about it because I don't want people to look at you in a poor light.
so, and then from there, yeah, we need to go fast again.
Yep.
I feel like we need to go underwater somehow, even though that's gonna make for terrible video.
Yeah.
You know,
Unless we go to like pool or something.
yeah, they might frown upon that at most places.
It might be frowned upon. I don't know. I'm not sure what people's policies are on greasy RC cars in their pool.
So, I mean, California may frown on it just about anywhere, so
Right. Well, everything causes cancer in California. It says so on the package.
You're right, on just about everywhere. All right, what's your next one?
I should have been looking more closely. Would a Holmes Hobbies revolver work on a TRX4 Bronco Snap-on edition?
TRX?
I don't see why not.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just a motor.
V8 motor.
It's not just a motor, but it's a motor. Oh man, this is how far behind I am. Chicken enchiladas and cheesy sticks are in the comments here. Let's move forward a little bit. That's not a honeybee. That's a bumblebee. I know it looked like a bumblebee, and maybe it was. I don't know. It's a bee.
I'm pretty sure I couldn't tell you the difference. So
I'm the bee king.
I'm just saying, if there's a large flying insect around me, and I have the ability to, I'm usually going to take the left path to Matt's right path.
Somebody was asking, they said, this is actually pretty funny. Forget need, I want to know about the trap door.
Yeah, you said that too. Like, oh, she's the like, is it your old coal chute?
No, but I suspect, this is just a suspicion, but when they built this house or renovated this house, because this house was built originally in like 1913, so when they renovated this house, I think they did a bunch of work to the basement, and then they realized that the stairway was too narrow to get anything in or out of the basement.
Okay.
Yeah. So they cut a hole in what is now I'm referring to as the cold cellar, which is now my workshop. And then they made constructed a door so they could shove things in, like the water heater or the furnace or furniture. Like when I bought a couch to put it in the basement, it had to go in through the trap door because it wouldn't fit down the stairs.
So I guess that's the easy way. Just cut a hole in the side of your house.
Pretty much.
Why not?
Pretty much. Worked fine.
Yeah, and for those people tuning in who keep asking me, like, why in the world am I working on a flat plate chassis? This is the flip that truck. So I got this truck, as a partial trade for the first one. And now I am working on the the flipping portion of the flip that truck.
It's like I don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't even know. Right now I'm trying to put some decent sliders onto it, since it is a flat plate chassis without much for, you know, what would you call it? Much concessions put in place for that type of thing.
Use your words.
Use your words. We're getting there.
Somebody, Moose Jaw said flat chassis-itis. Which is a pretty good term for it. It's pretty accurate.
I mean, they're fine if you don't care about much.
You've got no scruples. And
Yeah.
like to watch the world burn. I mean, they're fine.
It's fine. It's fine then.
No problem. Somebody was asking, J.R. Lawson was asking, what kind of paints or what color paints do I use for the interior? Well, it kind of depends on the color of the truck or whatever the truck I'm using to model it after in real life.
Right.
So, like,
depends on what color the interior of the Taco Bell is. Like,
yeah, exactly.
are you doing a Pizza Hut theme or a Taco Bell theme? It all just depends on.
You know, it does. Yes, that's exactly right. So in the case of the Taco Bell truck, it'll probably be pink.
Pink and purple and, you know.
Cobalt.
Sure.
Cobalt. It's important to remember the colors. Let's get another question here. Oh, Moose Jaw was mentioning there's a new Proline 46 Dodge body coming on the website as well.
Oh.
In addition to the van.
The creeper van.
Which I am seriously into.
Oh,
I'm into a good van.
Oh, the van is the one I'm excited for.
Yes. Did you notice though? I think it said on the Proline on the Dodge body that it's black. I think it said that on the site.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't quite know what to make of that.
Right. I haven't seen the Dodge listing yet. I've seen the van listing.
I'm sure someone can bring it up for us.
Yes. Or I mean, even the fact that we're both in front of computers and have the technology.
Let me just go to it.
I'm doing
Coming soon. I'm already there. 1946 Dodge Power Wagon Tough. Color. Black body.
1946?
Yeah. More like.
I'm just looking
complete details coming soon.
I'm just looking at the difference between a 46 and what's the current one? 49?
I think it's also a 46, isn't it?
Oh, you said it's a Tough?
Yeah, it says
TUFF?
1946 Dodge Power Wagon Tough dash color, and then in brackets black body.
Oh, Tough. Is it Tough like TOUGH?
Correct.
So maybe it's a thick version. Thick, AF. Like maybe it's like heavy duty.
Thick THICC?
Yeah, two
like
C's.
The kids are saying it?
Two C's. So
maybe it's like a basher body. Like, don't they do like a super thick Lexan one for the Max?
Yes. So
for the X Max, I mean.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, that could be it.
Because if it's the same year, like, what are they going to change? The Power Wagon?
No, I know it doesn't. I don't think they're changing the year, the model year. It's probably just designed to be tough.
Yeah.
Built tough.
Yeah, I think that's got to be.
Yeah. That's probably.
But the van. Now the van. So many possibilities.
I love the idea of a van.
So now so that one I'm legit excited about. I've been thinking of van things and
Doing stuff that van people do.
right. I'm already starting to grow a handlebar mustache. Like, so.
Oh wait, something crazy's happened. There's chat revenue here, and I need to double check because it's a lot of money.
Oh.
Somebody was very kind, and I need to scroll through here and see who it was. That's weird. It's not in the chat. Doesn't it usually show?
It always does. I've never seen it not.
So unless it happened 4 hours ago, that's weird. I don't see it anywhere. In fact, most of my chat is gone. I had to reboot it here, and now it's like missing a bunch of chat. Oh. So I hope whoever did it says it again or says something so I can thank them profusely, because that's very nice and unnecessary. Maybe we'll just put it into the fund for that giveaway truck that I'm doing.
Yes, we still have to come up with some stuff for that. I'm having to file away a little bit here for some clearance, but
OBS was giving me some trouble there for a minute, so I apologize. Yeah, I hope whoever that was checks back in so I can thank them. That's very nice.
Dude, are you describing my dad? Van, handlebar mustache, has both. Goals. That's what you call that. Goals.
Oh man, that sounds awesome.
I'm telling you, I'm all for it. I'm gonna have everything over here is going to be a van. Like, we're putting vans on stuff.
It's not the most off-road body. So, there's not a lot of 4x4 vans.
False.
I know they make them.
They're all over out here.
Well, maybe out there they are. Around here, we just get a lot of rusted out Econolines full of construction guys.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I mean, you're in Toronto, so.
Toronto.
We're in Northern California, where there's amazing places to go do van things off-road. That's even like some of our service guys for the machine shop stuff drive Quigleys, for off-road conversion vans. Because
cool.
Because they have to go over the pass from here to Reno, so they need a van and four-wheel drive.
Got it.
So,
is there a lot of manufacturing out in Nevada and stuff? Is that why? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yep. I mean, just with it's all over out here.
Cool.
Proximity to Silicon Valley. No. Oh, it looks like it was TGH who did that, by the way. The same people who.
Oh, well, thank you very much, TGH. That's
Team Garage Hack, if you're not familiar.
Team Garage Hack. I am not familiar with that. But that's great. Thank you very much.
You don't know Team Garage Hack?
I don't think I do.
Well, they're performance oriented, but they make
okay.
Well, they make transmissions and this. Here's the Team Garage Hack transmission. See?
Oh, all right.
It's the Creeper.
Screen that for everybody. The Creeper.
Yeah. Hey, this is going in my van.
Well, as it should.
It's been decided.
Well, that's amazing.
But
thank you very much, Team Garage Hack.
So yeah.
Digital Mike also gave me some money. Thank you very much, Digital Mike. Hopefully you can ask your question again so I can actually answer it. But so weird. The chat's been really crapping out on me today.
I think
thanks. nice.
My sliders are going to work. We're in business.
Good. Here's a question.
We're going to start fighting in the comments real soon here. I mean, vans are lame. A-Team being the only exception. That's
so inaccurate.
This is just crazy talk. I don't even know where we're at right now.
Hey, you know what? This is going to look good. This is going to look really good. I've seen a few people do this now, I think.
What are you working on?
The Capra with regular everyday axles.
Oh, yeah. I saw Lucas do that.
Lucas
on
did
his
that,
first.
yeah.
But yeah, I think we're seeing it more and more. I'm going to do the 3-gear swap on mine here before too long.
Yep. Good idea. Because the gearing in this thing wasn't the best.
No, gearing was awful.
Yeah. But that's going to look pretty boss, man.
Oh, the lunchbox on an SCX, except a lunchbox body is like this big. It's just
it's a 12 scale. It's way too small. But a regular size van, imagine, you know what? Paint that up as the lunchbox.
Oh, the black and I don't remember how the lunchbox was painted. Yellow and he drops again.
What is going on?
See?
I am infuriated.
Oh. So I'm going to go back to, we're going to go get more questions. Since that seems to be going so... Oh, I had a bunch on Facebook that I didn't... Wow. Okay.
Oh, man. I've got a bunch on the Instagram, too, that I need to double check on.
Okay. From Andrew on Facebook. It says, do you think that the Capra is a new shafty rig or still a scaler? I see more options to make it as a TVP as time goes, but also a lot of people using axles under a scaler. Is there a return for comp crawling? So I love that question for so many reasons. One, the proficient use of scaler.
Yep.
Yes. Two, it really gets into the whole. So it is interesting. For one, the use of taking that truck's axles and putting them under a flat plate, TVP style comp chassis, which not like a flat rail scale chassis, but an actual comp style chassis like High Altitude makes the Sherpa, and I believe that there's more popping up. But they are axles that are very capable of doing that type of thing. They've got a good width and all that. But that's also like the exact opposite of what we used to do when there wasn't scale trucks available. Like when the Axial AX10 was first out and it was a TVP comp chassis style, we used to take them and build scale trucks with them.
Right. Get rid of the TVP and build your own chassis.
It's just people are going to take things and put them on another thing. So I don't think that it's going to make this huge resurgence or boom in comp crawling. I think that it's just a very capable axle for the group of people who are still wanting to do that.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Is this more scale than anything? Yes.
So that's the I feel like, so for me, I've said it like all of my opinions, I say the same thing over and over, but the Capra should be like the perfect right up my alley out of the box truck for me, because it's got some scale factors to it, and it's performance buggy oriented with wider axles and all that. But at the same time, for me, it wasn't that enjoyable for me to drive out of the box, and that's where I really need to restart with mine to get it sat too high, like most out of the box RTRs. So that can be fixed with a set of 90 mil shocks. Great. So you fix that. The gearing was awful. So you can fix that with a 3-gear trans, back in good shape. The dig was bad, but if you're going to a 3-gear trans, you have good dig options there.
Yep, you can put a different dig on there easily.
At that point, I think it'll be a truck that I will enjoy the driving experience of again.
Right. So get on it. Get it done.
Right.
Stop fiddling with your bomber.
Listen.
And dreaming about vans.
Oh, I can't stop thinking about vans. I'm thinking of like awesome cage work I can do with a van, and it's just like, do I make it a pre-runner van with the doors open, or there's so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, take the whole back out of the van. Do like I did for the Jeep Speed.
Exactly. Open the door.
Yeah.
Or cut them open, but then let them just flop around back. There's so many things we could do.
That's good. Hey, it could be the new speed truck body that we have to use too, because those are so aerodynamic.
Oh, I'm making a van body and making a crawler go fast. You're speaking my language.
Well, you heard it here first. Whatever. There, if you own an RC company out there and you want two numbskulls to ruin it, contact Josh at HarleyDesigns.com.
I even got a little excited over that Kyosho van body basher truck. Not
the
enough
Mad
to
Van?
The Mad Van. Yeah, not enough to really like go get another, but still, like, even they're.
I wouldn't turn it down.
No, I agree.
There was what's his name? Is it Fresh Squeezed RC, or there's
he's the guy who does all the burnout stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Or no, that's RC Lemonade.
No.
Isn't that the same person?
I don't know. On Instagram, Fresh Squeezed, maybe.
I think it's art. It makes sense. Lemonade, Fresh Squeezed, right?
You would think.
I think it's the same person.
Couldn't get it because it was already taken or something.
I don't know. It's one or the other.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Just a regular guy on two wheels would like to know, what's the best bang for your buck upgrade for a TRX4?
Bang for your buck upgrade. Moving the battery, however possible.
Yes. Even if you have to go to a shorty.
If you have to move it to a shorty up front, do it. If you want to get the low CG one from Bauhaus, do it.
Yes.
Find a way to move the battery. The battery location in that truck is a killer of performance.
That's the first change I would.
And if you're even if you're just a little inventive, you have some basic scrap stuff around the house, you can do it for free. Like, find a way to do it, and it will change that truck so much.
Yep. That's easily the best change. Because, to be totally honest, those Canyon Trail tires are not bad.
No, the stock Traxxas tires are capable, totally capable tires.
Yes.
It's fine.
You
don't need to focus there. Don't go buy some expensive brass right away.
Nope.
Get the battery moved, and then that's bang for your buck. It's going to be the way to start.
Yep, that's a really good suggestion there, Josh.
Obviously.
David Prill wants to know, I just got my Vanquish Pro and I want to put the dig in. Do I need anything else to finish it? Stock drive shafts okay? ?
Yep. No, everything, you're fine. It's just
it's literally
the transmission was made basically when you get the dig, it replaces the rear half of the VFD, and it basically is the same length when you're done. There's almost nothing changes, so it's just drop in.
Yep.
So,
good deal.
Yes, agreed.
And that's a good upgrade on that truck too. I love
so much fun.
I love dig so much.
Dig is the best option. So the next, let me find another one here. Okay, is the industry getting a bit stale, or have we as the consumer been spoiled in recent years and expect too much now? I'll let you go first.
No, it's not stale by any means. I think Josh and I can probably agree that 2020 has been a pretty spectacular year so far in regards only to RC releases.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that it's been just, I mean, I can do a show every week on new things coming out.
It's true.
Basically in this market only. Like,
yep.
I talk a little bit about drag racing because I think it's kind of cool and fun, and I talk about things that are a little outside. I talked about a Tamiya on-road car the other day because it looked cool. It's just, but I think it might almost seem stale to some of us who, like, I know the guy who asked the question, Matt Lowe. I think Matt Lowe's from up in Canada. He's been in this for a long time, and I think that a lot of us who've been in it for so long, like, we just, you see new stuff all the time. You don't get those peaks of excitement like we used to. Like, we used to just go forever, and then all of a sudden, like, did you see there was a new tire released? And like,
right,
because it was months and months between anything new. Now there's always something
relevant
new.
Even. Yeah, now it's always something new, and it's always kind of pushing the hobby forward, right, too. It's not just,
it's targeted, not just something that, like, oh, did you see this that we could probably use in ours? Like,
no, now it's actually for us.
Right. Hey, I got another $10 from TGH.
Wow. Dollars are flowing.
I know, right?
Fantastic.
So,
great. Get yourself a sandwich.
It looks like I have an older style of the transmission case, but it is that he's got an updated one now. Oh, I think they're actually milling stuff now. This one that I have is a printed one. They're stepping up in the world.
Time. That's good.
But yeah, I think that's a really interesting question, and I think I'm just, my guess is that that's the point of view where things like, to us, I think it almost can feel like, it's just another week. Yeah, some new stuff. But if you really look at it, it's the options we have today versus before is just, you might see everyone using the same things might be the other thing. There's so many people, and there's so many people using a Power Wagon body and BFG crawlers or Hyraxes, like.
Right. There is a lot of that sort of thing.
So there is
but that's just because in that regard, it gets a bit stale, but that's where stuff from the Scale Builders Guild kind of comes into play, because very rarely does anybody on my forum use Lexan. Like, I mean, we use it maybe when the truck is RTR, or you wanted to get a new chassis kit and it comes with a body, but more often than not, guys are just scratch building most of their stuff on our site, or using hard bodies or modifying them, and that keeps it really fresh too, because like every time I go on there, I'm like, oh man, I wish I thought of that. I wish I thought of building that, because that is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So I still get a lot of satisfaction in that regard.
Yes, that is I mean, that's still a level of things that I have a hard time fathoming myself even attempting.
Right.
It's just,
like, I mean, even you've got all the skills though, Josh. You can design in 3D. Certainly therefore you think in 3D. So it shouldn't be that challenging for you.
I think that's exactly where the difference for me is like, there's different types of 3D as well, because even as a kid, if you gave me a piece of paper and told me to draw something, it would not look that much different than my box art today. Like, it's not fantastic. But if you gave me graph paper and like, and a straight edge, then like, okay, I can come up with some things and some stuff here. It's just like, I think in a very, I don't know. So like 3D modeling, the guys who do like 3D modeling of bodies, like, they're not designing necessarily the same way I do. They're doing these planes or these surfaces, and they're kind of pushing and pulling and moving. Like, that stuff blows my mind. That stuff is hard for me to like get my head wrapped around. And that's how I feel like a lot of these scratch building guys, they can see these things in a different way. But
right. Yeah. I still think that you're selling yourself short, and you should give it a go at some point.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like
I'm just saying.
80s Winnebago, like.
Yeah, just start with something flat. My first body was a Volvo C303.
Oh yeah, I
Just a
think
big box.
Dan has
Super
that,
easy.
right?
No, I've done many since my first one.
Oh.
Dan's got one of them. There's been like, I think I've done 3 C303s and a 1 Pinsgauer now. I like building the weird stuff, man. You know that.
Yeah, riveting.
Oh, I've done a lot of that too. Yes.
Okay, what is that new Proline crawler? Have we seen today? Did any information come out? The new little one that they were teasing.
Oh, the little tiny tire. No,
we don't
know.
No
idea.
We don't know officially.
No, I have no official words on that at all. I have no unofficial words on it. In fact,
really,
because to me, this is all speculation. It looks to me like it's a micro.
My guess is just by their like little quippy caption saying the smallest details we've ever done. I'm like, this is a micro tire.
Yeah.
So that's.
And I don't really like. I love my micro RCs, but I don't.
Your baby
I'm
shark.
not such like my baby shark. Yeah. It's not for me. It's just not enough of an interest maker to rush out and get one.
Yeah. Okay. Weston had said here, his Jeepster build. Who is that? Oh, I think that. Oh man. See, comments are going faster than I can read. But they're talking about Headquake. Did he do a Jeepster like a Commando?
Yep, I believe that he did.
I do love a Commando.
He's done. You know what? Rick's done so many things that just kind of like make you go, come on, seriously? Again?
Are you cursing what you did or no?
No. I'm talking about his amazing ability to build stuff out of seemingly impossible items too. Like he's built stuff out of sign plastic, like Comacell.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of that actually.
Finds like a spare piece of wood in the backyard, builds a chair, a Comanche out of it.
Yeah, that stuff I just can't.
No.
Mike J says, why are Proline chisels banned in Sorka? Do you remember the chisel?
I do remember the chisel, yes.
I used to like those in comp crawling.
Yeah, I think in comp crawling it's still...
But they are banned because they in no way look like a reasonable, facsimile of a full-size tire.
There's nothing about that tire is real.
So, yeah, that is why. It's because they do not have any arguable relation to a full-size tire.
It's like the IMEX. Remember the IMEX tires?
Like the Red Rocks and the Claw Dog. Yeah, they had a number of them.
Claw Dog.
They have Road Dogs and Dirt Hogs. There were Prolines with Dirt Hogs.
As long as there's not a raw dog in there, we're okay. The Nard Dog.
Oh, there you go. They should really make a comeback.
The Nard Man is my father.
Yeah. Let's see. Chief Gunny gave me $5. What's the best axial springs for stock axial shocks? So maybe he means SCX 10.2. We'll guess that for now. SCX 10.2. So it all depends on the weight of your truck, of course. That's the biggest thing. It's hard to tell you what's going to work best depending on, but if you have a stock ready to run SCX 10.2, personally, I did like a quick, free mod video that you can do to an SCX 10.2, which basically is taking the front springs and putting them to the rear and the rear to the front, and then just doing a little bit of shock angle adjustment. Pretty simple, straightforward thing. I'll just kind of soften it up a little bit in the front, let it work a little bit more, and then stiffen up the rear. Kind of gives you just a little bit more of a sturdy base. So start with that, see if that works, and then if things are, if you're always sitting all the way compressed, then look at going up in spring rate. But
do what he said.
Otherwise, it's hard to it's too hard to tell you this is the best one because it depends on everything.
The best anything, and this is something we can touch on really quick.
Yes.
When people ask what the best blank is, it's really difficult to answer that question because so much of what's best is subjective.
Or depends on a million pieces of information that isn't provided to you in the question.
Right.
And would take so long to actually provide and then give your opinion on, because no matter what, it's going to be your opinion.
Yep.
And if you ask me, it's going to be right. You ask Matt, you'll get something different. It's, you just have all these different. Oh,
hurts my
okay.
brain sometimes.
Oh, the new crawler is on the Proline website.
Is it now?
It is. It is a 3.89 1.9.
What an odd size. 3.89.
3.89.
Okay. I mean, I can, yeah.
Oh, okay. And this is something that's kind of circling.
But a 1.9. Why not a 1.55?
Because 1.55s are dumb. That's why. Nobody wants a 1.55.
Okay. Thanks for your answer.
Get away with the 1.55 stuff. But this is back to the tire thing. And people are saying, and Hyrax do, meaning the chisels aren't scale, but a Hyrax is. And I'll give you that. A Hyrax should not be legal.
Yes.
I will use them because they're legal. But I agree, they are not scale and should not be allowed.
Correct. I also agree with you, and not even begrudgingly, because it's totally true. Those don't look like anything.
I'm not making the rules. I'm not defending the rules.
No.
I'm just saying why they're on that list. I think that the Hyrax should absolutely be on that banned tire list.
Definitely.
And anyone who could argue different, I'm like, okay, well, you just really like your tires, so like, they're not a scale tire.
Nope.
They're a great tire, not a scale tire.
That would be amazing if banning them.
What did you just change on your audio?
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, now it's back. I don't know what you did.
There, it's back. I don't know what's going on.
So, yeah.
Everything's failing today.
Oh.
But what I was saying, wouldn't it be great if they did ban them? Boy, that would change things, man.
Honestly, it would, and they should. I will say, in most ways, I am usually on board with a lot of things that the Scale Rules Committee has done. And Tim Samuels, Warpig on many platforms, has been hell of a guy. But at the same time, I'll throw Tim some shit, because I will say that Tim has always been a little bit on the bias side on tires. Way back in the day, early in the scale world, he was one of the founding Sorka members, and he has always been, still to this day is, a Pitbull tire team member. And he pushed to allow those XORs to be allowed as a scale tire. And I will just say, Tim this is the politics side of this industry, that there is some who would have guessed it. What?
Drama in tiny truck land?
What? But
Impossible.
He pushed that through, and I'm going to say that's a politics thing. And at this point, I just think that tire ban list hasn't been
updated
enough.
In some time.
Like, it hasn't been one of those things like a new tire comes out, okay, is it going on the list or is it not going on the list? And I think that is the reason why the Hyrax is not on there, not on the ban list. Yep. And the Chisel was out before Sorka was a thing. So when it came out, they're just like, this tire goes in this column, this tires are in the okay, not on a list.
Yep.
So that's why.
So yes, very good point. Whoever brought that up. I'll bring it up at the next the next Sorka meeting that I get invited to.
Tim Samuel's still a hell of a guy. Just
Oh yeah, no, it's
hung out with
great.
him many times. I'm just flipping
I loved him. I actually sent him a lot of photos and questions on my class too to be like, so would I get full points for this, even though this isn't really that?
See, you should have just asked me, and I could have counted the scale points for you.
Of course. John Schultz quickly asked, what, are we building donks here now?
Yes, let's build donks.
Ugh. I mean, okay.
Of course you don't like donks. Donks are amazing. Oh.
BT. You got a lot of weird ideas about what's amazing.
If you don't appreciate donks, from BT with a donation, that's appreciate it. What are your favorite hex and screwdrivers brand for your Friday night builds? So when I'm using a power driver, which a lot of times I am on Friday nights, I use a Traxxas set of drivers.
They're good drivers, those Traxxas ones.
So I use this power driver, which is a DeWalt. It's an 8-volt gyro. So when you push the button and then you actually rotate it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Like speed is variable by how much you twist it, and you can start it at any point. It's amazing. It's becomes second nature when you use it. Then I use this Traxxas set, which is like their master toolkit or something. And inside...
Sorry, I got a dog with me. I'm not paying attention anymore.
Yes. So inside of it there, you've got all of the tips. So it's 1.5, 2.0, 2.0 ball end, which is amazing. You don't see that very often. And then like 2.5, 2.5 ball end, 3, blah, 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 so on and so forth. This is like my set that I keep in my... I carry with me for the trails because it can do most things. So, and then I've got the... you haven't seen one of these yet, have you, Matt? The little... This is the Vanquish.
Oh, yes.
The Incision. This is a 7mm nut driver to 8mm adapter. Because if you've never owned a set of Vanquish like axles or things like that use the larger stub axle, it needs an 8mm driver and you need a thin wall. But this allows you to use any 7mm driver to be able to put on the wheel nuts. It's super handy, but I can keep that.
I had that problem at Axial Fest one year.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get the wheel nuts off.
So
because my driver was too big.
I can keep that all in here, and then I can basically do it. I'll throw a pair of needle nose pliers in here, and that's all I take with me on the trail, and it's great. But then when I'm using hand tools, I use my Vanquish tools, and it's obviously it's what I have, but at the same time, if you've never used them, so the end cap has got a big bearing behind it, so you hold it and you can just spin the handle. And the nice part about that is, like, if you're building all the time, Matt's got.
I do it the other way.
Oh yeah, because you're in Canada, so you spin it the other way, right?
Yeah. No, I just spin the end. And and I move the entire world around.
That's a prototype set.
This part. Yeah, these are the original prototypes.
I can tell
Dan
that because
gave these to me at Team K&K.
I can tell because those are the only ones I ever lasered the cap on. The normal ones don't have a lasered cap.
Really?
Nope.
They feel special.
Yeah. So I can always tell. But if you're wrenching like for hours or all the time, and you have that in your palm, you don't get that little red spot on your palm from wrenching on trucks too long. Oh, my hand hurts. Like,
I gotta stop.
Or if you're doing like wheels, beadlock wheels, and you have the little one, you just kind of give them a spin, and they it's super handy.
The best.
The nut drivers don't have the bearing cap; they're just normal because you're not usually doing that as much. Yeah. Ooh, here's a. So how the nut drivers always they look the same in your box. I put some red and blue vinyl tape on them, so I can tell what my 7mm.
Car action top tip right there.
So I can tell what my 7mm is and what my 8mm is. What?
Super smart. Sort of like these factory team ones.
Well, yeah, like all of my, usually you've got a color distinction between them, but on our hex drivers they don't. Or our nut drivers. So.
I got the axles on.
Look at you go.
It looks pretty good.
I'm so far behind.
Look at that. It's actually kind of badass. Oops, I should put a nut on that tire. But that looks pretty good.
You want to hold it up to the good camera over here? Oh, you got some machetes on there.
Machete. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's good. The width is nice.
Yeah.
The stance is great too. The pinion angle's a bit wonky, so I'll probably have to make my own links, which sucks. They don't like doing that.
You don't have huge boxes of sorted links on your shelf next to you?
Well, no, not. I've got a bunch of links. I just, ripper, rear, lower. Oh.
Isn't that right?
Oh. All right.
Okay, so this must have been the point of the chat. I'm trying to scroll back. The point of the chat where we were talking about donks. Because donk van builds, that's so many ideas. Donks are awesome. Oh, that's True Boys RC.
It's going offline again. It's so strange.
I'm actually going to go on Saturday night. I'm going to go jump on their live stream for a little bit. True Boys RC. TRU.
TRU.
Boys with a
B-O-Y-Z.
Z. Obviously.
Boy. Yep.
So, Saturday. I have to post up stuff.
Another question here. Can you put Vanquish axles on an SCX 10.3?
You will be able to put Vanquish axles on an SCX 10.3.
Excuse me.
Like, proper.
You cannot right now.
You could, but it would take modification and moving some stuff. There will be...
It's the Panhard.
Yeah, it's the Panhard in the upper link location. Yeah. But there will be SCX 10.3 Vanquish Curry Portal axles available. We are working on...
Are you going to do a straight axle too?
Maybe something. I don't know.
Come on.
Not yet.
Do a axle.
Okay. I will tell Jim to start over. And I will tell him it's because Matt says it's a must.
If anybody knows what people want, well, if anybody knows what I want, it's me.
Yeah.
Because I want them. Hurry up.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, call it a Class 0 crawler tire. Yes, they're for the little guys. 155 is as dead as 2.2. I have to think that 2.2 is better, more popular still.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're in a minority on that, I think. I think 155s are much...
If you hang out on a Canadian forum, then I'm probably in a minority. If you live in the real world, where we have...
In my scale world, 155s are used more.
Amazing pieces of machinery, like my amazing bomb. Oh, do you see a motor poking at you? Okay.
I did, yeah, it's cute. I like it a lot. I'm not going to lie.
I can understand how a machine like that can scare you, and you like those little 155s.
How many ultras have you done, pal?
It's like
0.
It's like using your Dremel instead of getting out the actual death wheel, you know? Every once in a while you need to cut some stuff off. You need a tool.
I have that tool.
You sit there with your Dremel.
I've got
There's the difference. That's
I have a cutoff wheel. It's right over here.
It's the, you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. You got the
Okay. Anyway, back to the good questions.
What glue do you use on your bodies?
Well, you should ask us.
Actually,
I have many different
actually, I have a legit question about that. That reminds me. Hold on, where we go? Shit. So it was about the Friday night build. What did I do with that thing? So I've got that Cross RC howitzer.
Yes.
And it says I'm a hard body model-esque noob. It says ABS cement. Can I just use CA glue?
I wouldn't.
Damn it. What's the difference?
ABS cement. They're talking about like MEK substitute.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why they? Okay, that's fine. I'll use that.
Thank you.
I have that. I was just worried it was something really cool. I didn't know. What if it's something really cool I don't even know about?
Oh well, I'd love to tell you about ABS glue, but unfortunately I can't because you suck. It's for only very special people. Some more money. BT, $10. Had to spot you too. Thanks again for all the great videos. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Here's a great idea from my friend Tim, Small Factory Studio, a 155 bomber.
The knuckles would just drag on the ground.
The tires wouldn't even turn.
It'd be like
the wheels would just
sit there. Like one of those stanced cars going over a little gutter.
Clunk. I like it, Tim. That's a good idea. Just scale the whole thing down.
Isn't that basically what your Micro Shark is?
Yes.
Those are 155s. Close enough.
This little guy.
I will say that's the best looking micro. If I could buy that as a micro, I'd own the micro today.
I'll sell it to you.
For how much?
$500.
Canadian dollars?
No, wait. No, I changed my mind. You can't have it. Keeping it because I love it. Look at how it's so cute right up against the Capra here. It's so tiny. It's adorable.
No, I'm not even saying it.
I like it a lot. I think Jeff Underwood, the guy behind Mod 19, for him to model all of this stuff and to make it work on that little tiny chassis, like this truck is a lot more capable in this form. It is just a blast to drive. It is really fun for a micro. I love it.
And your little office crawl video was pretty good too.
Yeah, it was fun, right? Oh, Team Garage Hack threw me a few dollars as well. Thanks, man. We can't let Josh have all the money. It's true. Don't let him have all the money.
Yes, let's see. Have Josh make you links again? Of course. That's
yes. Yes. Make me links for this. Or actually, you can just get the measurements from Lucas, and then you can cut them and send them to me.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Josh is
I have other stuff I have to send you this week anyway.
Yes, a fab tray.
There's that. That wasn't even the thing.
What's the other thing?
It's just a boat. I got a box of brass I'm sending you.
I'm gonna have to pay the duty on it. He'll put a value of like $7,000 on it, and there'll be nothing in the box.
I'm sending you a photo right now.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, while I'm checking out my phone, I'll look at some questions on the Instagram.
Do that
because there are really a few on here.
I was just making sure that my phone didn't actually show up in the video.
Oh. Copy that. All right. Richard, pardon my noob, wanted to know what kind of scales we were talking about tonight. Like snake scales or bathroom scales or a postage.
Oh, it's a good thing Matt's stream keeps cutting out.
I don't know why.
Otherwise,
it's like the internet. The internet's good. So snake scales, bathroom scales, postage scales, music scales, how to remove lime scale. He suggests that this sounds like a very boring show. That we probably shouldn't talk about those things.
We should probably come up with better ideas.
Yeah. Car Guy 10110 wanted to know about some budget stuff like servos, ESCs, and motors. And then there's the second part to that question. the RC four-wheel drive new Defenders that are coming out in the Grande 2 chassis, which is the same chassis as before. Aren't they just the same but with nicer paint? No, it's a whole new body.
It's the 2015 version of a Defender. I could see how you'd be confused because the Defender basically has looked the same forever.
That's not true. Series 2, Series 2A, Series 3, Defender, and then it basically stayed the same.
But the Defender has basically looked the same.
When they put that name on it. Anyway, there's subtle differences.
Riveting story. Yes. Not like a Jeep that actually has evolved and continues to be the leader of amazing things. But and actually that new Grande 2, the half cab version looks pretty good. I don't hate it.
Yep.
Maybe that should be our drag. Our drag.
Imagine.
Watch it explode.
I think Tom would really like us to do that.
Yes.
In fact, imagine him watching us talking about this and saying,
I'm pretty sure that I've had this exact same, basically the same discussion for every car. Like, we should use it, Marlin. We should use it.
Yeah. Blizzard 2.0.
Oh my God. Maybe the slowest. We may hurt to get to 12. Like, Moose Jaw was talking here. He's local to me, and there is a catfish crawl on Saturday, which is up at Donner Summit by where Axial Fest was. And there's a catfish pond up there, and a bunch of guys are going to go out and walk at least 6 feet apart from each other as we go trail, and kind of thinking about social distancing with them.
I can hear the wheels turning.
Moose Jaw also just got himself a Pro or Ultra. I can't remember which one.
Yes, Ultra.
I drew a moose on his package.
Of course you did.
It looked like a fat cow though.
I saw that
Which
picture.
is kind of what a moose is, but I mean just bigger. Like, let's see. Oh man. Okay, I'm forever behind on chat. I will get to that.
So,
I'm gonna go another one off Facebook though.
Okay. Dale C was asking if I have any experience with cross GC 4s or any cross RC. No, no personal. What's the word I'm looking for? Experience with those kits or trucks at all. Well, I think they look really good. I don't think there's much in the longevity, and I might be wrong. I really honestly don't know. But the price to scale factor seems reasonable. I will say that.
Yes. So
I think you're getting a lot. Josh has more experience.
I've built the GC4, and then I built the HC4, and what else? I think I had one other one that I don't remember. But they're both very similar builds. The transmission's the size of a softball. The chassis is very basic, but very reminiscent of the vehicles that they're replicating. They're, long straight C channels. In general, yeah, the bodies are amazing. Like, the bodies look great. I think on the military-esque ones. I don't love their more standardized, scale truck style ones, like the other, I don't know, whatever stupid combination of numbers they've come up with. FRU, CV, ST. How does anybody remember their line? I don't know.
Well, we're not fans, I guess.
Yeah. So, I've had quality issues on every single one of them I've built. This last one, the drive shafts physically won't go onto the axles without grinding the pinion down. But on the last one, and I think that was the only issue I've ran into at this point yet on that one. So that's a pretty minor one, I would say. Pretty minor quality issue. The GC4, a little bit worse, but they're not trucks that I would normally say.
I think they probably fall into that. It's a good trail truck. And even then, I feel like Josh is cringing a little bit. So maybe
it would not be a good truck for the trails I like to run.
Well, okay, yes.
I think that's the big difference.
Light trail.
Yeah, if you're like wooded path, manicured path truck. There's a good word.
Good looking truck in video. How about that?
Yeah. Yes.
That's probably good.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Oh, back to vans for a moment. Moose Jaw suggested the Mutts Cuts Shaggin' Wagon.
Oh,
Dumb Number.
Mutts Cuts. That's a. You probably don't watch Motor Trend on Demand, but there's a series on there called Drift This, where they take a vehicle and then try and make it a drifter, and they did two vehicles they did one was like a UPS or a FedEx truck,
okay, good,
and then the other one was a donk. I mean, just take like van is kind of like a UPS truck. Amazon drifts donk.
Yes. And the challenge is you have to deliver a package.
Yes.
To a prime customer.
Amazon drift donk it is. And, single color gray paint job. I can handle that.
Wow. Yeah, I'll let you borrow this brush of mine over here.
I'm gonna flex on the paint job. Like I don't have.
Here, I've got your.
It's getting. Yes. I mean, it's dirty. I probably need to wash it before I use it next time.
No, you don't.
Good.
For painting, good enough.
Truck's gonna get dirty anyway. So.
What do we got here? We never did go into the budget servo and ESC stuff. For me, I try to stay away from the ultra budget stuff because in my mind, you still get what you pay for. So for a budget motor, if you're looking for a brushed budget motor, I really like the Reedy Radons, the 5 slots. Those are dirt cheap and they are pretty good. There's a whole range of turns as well.
Right. For budget motors, I would go even a little cheaper and go with the Holmes Sports, the sealed can sport motors, $25 bearing. They're a bearing motor rather than like sealed or more like than a bushing motor that you would typically see. Tons of turns as well, and it's cheaper yet. So solid like cheap motor, cheap ESC Hobby Wing 1080.
Yep, that's probably
the
one I would go with.
It's just the winner of cheap ESC to me.
Yep.
Now, I mean, it's not the cheapest ESC you can get, but I would say that is minimum barrier of entry to a new ESC for me.
It's got a nice set of options too.
It does. Beyond that, beyond a 1080, like there's no point in upgrading from a stock ESC. Just no. A 1080 is enough of an upgrade at a low enough cost that it's worth it.
Yep.
So
those are good choices.
And then steering servo, I have the absolute worst at that because I've never been happy with, like, you put a 5645 in a car, like, and to me even that's just I can't deal with that. Like, how could anybody be? So
the good old days.
You can get one of those 20 kilogram JX servos for like $25. Like,
yeah,
that's
you can spend. I don't like to not spend on servos.
That's me too. Like for me personally, I won't do that. But
that's one place where you can really measure the performance of a vehicle is by how crappy your servo is.
I got 3 new servos in today.
A Futaba.
Yep.
8,000 ounce inches. For your
my drawer was getting low.
Uh-huh. Lane Teague was asking if a hard body Cherokee would fit the Red Cat Scout. Yes, I think the wheelbase is, as long as it's 12.3 inches, it'll fit. You won't get much of an interior on the Red Cat, though, I don't think. You could probably do a Lexan, like, flat panel. That would probably fit just fine.
Right.
But, yep, shouldn't be any difficulty in fitting that. You'll just have to figure out a good way of mounting it.
So, okay, here's a one from Ryan Davis has said, what would a 2.2 measure out to be in a 1-to-1 tire? Now that, and there isn't just an answer to that because it's another one of those.
It's a math question.
It's a math question. It all depends on what this vehicle is, like what this is, and how you're scaling it. Are you scaling it off of the length of the cab? Are you scaling it based on, okay, this vehicle originally was a 120-inch wheelbase vehicle, which is way too long. Like, it's not a 120-inch wheelbase. But if it was, then this would be a 10th scale vehicle. If you were, and the reason I'm talking about wheelbase is because most times there's a proportion on here that's not the same. Like the scale of the cab may not match the scale of the wheelbase. So
no, exactly.
If it goes up the wheel,
yeah, assuming if your wheelbase is 12 inches and the real truck in real life was 120 inches, then your truck is 10th scale. If it's
right, and then with what that would mean is basically you could say this is a 4.75 inch tall tire. You can take that times 10, and it would be a 47.5 inch tall tire. But most of the time, these things are not 10th scale. They're more like 8th scale or 2.2s.
9th scale.
2.2s can be 8th scale, 9th scale, anywhere in there. So normally it's you're taking the tire size and taking it times 8 or 9. So say a 5.5 inch tall 2.2. Is wrong. Not times 5.5 times 8 or 9. Let's say times 9. That would be a 49.5 inch tall tire, which is a realistic sized but very large off-road tire. I mean, there's 49s and 52s, and but
the SCX 10.3, for example, is almost perfectly 9th scale. The body is almost perfectly 9th scale.
And are those tires 4.6 or 4.75?
They're 4.64, I think.
4.64 times 9. So that would come out to like a 41 inch. Yeah, 41. Yeah, 42. So, yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, 4.7. So it is a 42.
Okay.
But there you go. That's how you scale out things, and that's something to always remember. That when people call it 10th scale, they're literally just kind of putting it in a box. It's not.
It's a classification of electronics more than anything.
Yeah, correct. It's just sort of like a catch-all for this sort of genre. But
the 1/7 scale cross from the news. Did you catch that thing?
Yes.
UT4. It's like a Yeti, a Wraith, and a Polaris Razor got into some sort of ugly one-night stand.
Yeah, I don't like it.
2.6 inch wheels or 2.8 inch wheels? Did you catch that?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
I think they're 2.6 inch wheels. And then I don't know what the outside diameter of the tire is, but it's like it's a 1/7 scale is how they're selling it.
Okay.
And it's a fun one. I've probably got to buy it.
Of course you do. I'm going to stay as far away from that as possible.
Yes. Let's all watch. It's like when you buy things off Wish. I bought another Cross RC.
Well, there goes us ever seeing any Cross RC stuff. I mean,
it's okay.
That's fun.
I'd rather buy it and then just be able to talk about it.
You have a question?
No, go ahead. For it. You're up.
Oh, all right, okay. Couple of no prep questions.
Okay.
The first one from Real Deal Ryan on Instagram was, is no prep scale?
Ooh, good question.
It is a good question.
I think that everything is scaling away, right? But
Correct.
Of course, it's definitely not the most scale approach that could be taken, because you're looking at independent rear suspension, which that's not saying that there's no independent rear suspension drag cars. Like,
common.
It's just, it's not even if it's what's most common or not. A pro mod drag car or a pro stock drag car, like the cars that a lot of them, that what we're making them look like, would likely have a solid rear axle and a 4-bar blah blah blah. But at the same time, like, you can take a cheap RC car, slap a bunch of power in it and a sweet looking body, and go drag race side by side. It's one of those, like, just I'll say the un-PC thing. It's just like the male thing to want to just race your friend. Not saying that there isn't plenty of females and wives and everything. Just totally. the stereotypical,
there is
like,
something very cool about it.
The Tim Allen grunt. That's what my drag car needs. Binford tools on the side. Like,
oh, that's a good choice. Yeah. But is it scale? Yeah, kind of. Because, I mean, it's still on outward appearances.
Yeah.
You could scale it up and say, yeah, that's what a drag car would look like in a sort of a modified kind of class.
Okay. I'll do this, though. Another hot take. The way we're no prep drag racing right now is the equivalent to a flat rail chassis. Like, it's still pretty totally lame. Like, that's lame and not scale.
No, if we wanted to take this to a real scale element, I think we would be breaking things constantly. And
they wouldn't be nearly as fast. Maybe that would be even cooler, though. But to have like an actual chassis pan and suspension with a solid rear axle and all that, like, that would be
super
cool. And if there was a platform that allowed that easily and could get into a mass market, that would be so much cooler than taking a desert rat short course truck and converting it.
Yeah, it would be. You're totally right.
But it's just not. And also, it's not the market that I'm in, where I would have, or would want to throw that into there. But
no. Well, imagine the first time you rolled it after spending like months putting it together, and like that's the thing about these cars. Mine's in the other room, but that's the thing about these cars, is that they are built for that sort of abuse.
Yeah.
And you flip it, you roll it, you scrape it down the pavement. It doesn't really matter. So in that regard, it's not really scale. But I think there's pluses and minuses to whether or not this is a scale thing.
Of course, there is.
Yeah. And the second thing about no prep, Jeremy Marisette here on YouTube was asking, beadlocks or glue-on? What's your preference and why? For me, I just went glue-on because they're
we're talking about no prep still, right?
Yeah, no prep, yeah.
I was almost going to stab myself in the eye with a file.
I prefer glue-on tires on crawlers.
What are you talking about? I about gave you the site.
Yeah. No. For no prep, yeah, glue-on is easier. Because I don't know, it just felt like it was an easier route than putting beadlocks on. I don't think I need the rolling resistance or the weight of a beadlock.
I know some of these guys who are like really going out there and tuning with foams and all that. They're running a beadlock for the ability to do that. But
yeah,
I went glue on just because they were cheap, and no prep is like something I'm having some fun with, but not focusing too much on. So
no prep, no fun.
Right. Mike Gerard gave me $6.90. Says, I send you money, you send me the class 1. Deal? Deal.
Wow. All right. There you go. He just sold a truck. The honor system, I think you have to give it to him.
And then Moose Jaw gave me a line from my favorite movie. It says, Jules, may I have a sip of your tasty beverage?
to wash down this burger.
Tasty burger. Or what? To wash down this? Yeah. Look at the big brain on Brett.
That's right. You smart mouth. Oh.
They speak English in what?
What ain't no country I never heard of?
Oh my god. Let's see. What? Not a bubbly? Yes, you're correct. Not a bubbly. And it's in a cup. And those are not one. I ran out of bubbly, and then the other sparkling water I had wasn't in the refrigerator, so I had to drink it out of a tumbler with ice.
A tumbler.
I know, or whatever you call. Yeah, tumbler, right?
Yeah, it's a tumbler. Yeah.
It's an orange Yeti, of course.
An orange Yeti.
So,
what color paint best matches the HGP 802? Is that the 8x8, or is that the?
You're using words I am.
Is that the Hummer thingy or the big thing? I think it's the big one. I don't know. They came in two different colors, but I would say like an OD green or even the Krylon flat camo. Any of those three colors will probably work.
Yeah, I would definitely. I was going to say something similar, but
yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
I was going to say something similar, but I don't know what he's talking about.
I'd go, but I don't want to.
Yes. Dirt Tracks and Destinations said I should bring out the Hammett more often. I would, but I gave it to GCM Racing to play with, and now he's got it. So he's been doing some fun stuff with it, though, so you should check out his channel. Eric Nwiden wanted to know if it's easy to mount an SCX-10-2 transmission into the Capra. Or is it just easier to change the pinion? No, you should definitely look into changing the whole transmission.
UC Fab has a drop-in skid plate drilled and ready to drop in a 3-gear SCX-10-2 or original SCX-10 or X, whatever style transmission. Axial 3-gear trans.
3 gears.
One in,
stealth.
one out. So, what's a more scale tire, the Hyrax or the KLR? I think the KLR actually is a reasonable.
Yeah, it's like a Maxxis Trepador on the side.
Even if you're not, I don't know, could kind of be a Trepador cut up, possibly, whatever. But I think more than that, it's just a tire that looks enough like a real tire to be okay.
The Hyrax looks like nothing.
The Hyrax just doesn't look like anything.
It's a good comp tire, but
great tire, but just
not
scale.
Not until we get our druthers.
So, the one of the comments here is that what movies to discuss this Friday, because on Friday when we've been doing the live builds, Nicole basically, she sits over there and reads the comments, but she, in a very short amount of time, people have basically learned that she doesn't want to talk about RC cars. It's just every other, she's just like, yeah, and she'll read them about RC cars, but then, you don't see it all that much. They're just right on to every other topic.
Shocker.
Right.
I don't know why it keeps doing it. It's like I think it decides that because I'm using those pods now, right? I think it just decides, I'll switch to the other pod. I'm going to go to the other pod now.
Oh, and that's why
this pod's better.
I will say that I've had 0 dropped frames. And at 60 FPS the whole time.
60?
I stream at 60. Streamers are supposed to be at 60. Didn't you know?
How do you do that? I'm only 22.
59.94. Let's see.
You know what? It's the crappy webcam that I'm using. That's what it is.
Oh, that's probably it. What's a better Vanquish axle for my SCX-10-1?
JKU, VS410 or D44?
Well, that's not.
No.
That's the D44 is the axle that came under the first VS410, and it's got an offset front pumpkin, which can work in an SCX10 too, but it takes.
I think he's talking about an SCX10-1.
Sorry, SCX10-1, SCX10 chassis, same chassis.
Sure.
But you're in for a lot of work because
I would just do like a center pumpkin.
Yeah, it's going to be easiest to do a center pumpkin like an F9. And the reason I say an F9 is because you currently have a servo on axle. So to convert everything, you either need to build or get a chassis mounted servo set up and all the parts like that, or you can get an F9 and get the servo on axle mount, and Bob's your uncle.
That's what I would do.
That's what my Ripper is.
That's what's on this Capra, and that's what the Ripper was originally too.
So
these are the Ripper axles, actually. So yes, there you go. That's an answer.
There.
We're answering all kinds of questions tonight.
Which Mark Anthony says, which has a better turning radius, the Pro or the Ultra? The Pro does. So the Pro has, I think it's 52 degrees of steering, and the Ultra is only 47. It's just a difference in the axle type with the portals versus the standard knuckles and universals. So the Pro has noticeably more steering. Noticeably to me, probably not.
Oh yes, I think most people would agree with you.
So the actual numbers are more, and I feel when driving it that my Pro but then once you throw more overdrive in or things like that, like they start just turning, extremely sharp anyway, and then everything's different. So
Chris Karen was asking if Canadians think the show Letterkenny is funny or just a reality TV show. And I don't know, Josh, if you've ever seen Letterkenny.
I have not seen Letterkenny, actually.
Okay. It's very Canadian. More so than any show before it, I think.
More so than Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, well, Trailer Park Boys wasn't, I wouldn't say Canadian. So
Wasn't it?
It was a Canadian show, Canadian production. But I don't feel like it represented Canadians quite like Letterkenny does. I think Letterkenny is a better example of what Canada is like.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Good question. That was a good one.
What is Letterkenny on, and should I watch?
I'm not sure. It was on the Comedy Channel, and you think you could probably find it on the internet. Maybe even on Netflix.
Thanks for the direction. Yeah. I was going to put the antenna up and go through the UHF.
The internet's on computers now, Josh.
It's on the internet. Thanks.
Oh man, some of these comments, I'm just getting to them. It's like, remember when we were talking about Jeeps being different?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. Could you make a no prep out of an axial Yeti?
I mean, you can make a no prep out of anything, right?
You could. There's an unlimited class where you could run an Arma infraction if you wanted.
Yeah, it would be a very poor choice to try.
Yeah, it's solid rear axle is not what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I get the actual the sentiment there, being solid axle more, but it's just not. It's not going to be a way to really.
It'll be not good.
So, yeah.
Oh, I saw the picture you sent me. I remember now.
Oh, there you go. Did I send that to you before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We discussed it. My days anymore are just blur. Like.
Apparently, Josh is working very hard.
Right. Well, it's, I don't, I'll go to reply to your message, like, oh, I haven't messaged Matt back in 2 days.
I actually,
and your last message was like,
I'll
sincere,
read it, it's amazing. I have to go back a little bit here because we did manage to have a few conversations. 70 cents on the dollar.
Making fun of Canadian currency.
I had to buy my wife a laptop, and I used my PayPal account, which is all in U.S. funds. Man, I saved a lot of money. This perception I did anyway.
Right.
Oh man. Okay, we did talk about. Oh, here it is. This is because I care. Okay, this is from the heart.
Matt's not just a nice guy on the internet.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy everywhere. You've been a little quiet. Everything okay? Everything okay? Question mark. Legitimately checking in. Because it was literally, it went from, I didn't talk to him since Saturday, and then that was Monday night.
Yeah, and normally we message back and forth pretty regularly about what we got coming up, what we got yeah.
So 2 days, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Something's happened.
Something's, yeah. The cat came and ate him.
Which, if it were Richard, if it were Pardon My Noob, I think it's like 5 minutes. 5 minutes goes by. Is everything okay? We talk a lot.
Yeah. I'm in at one of those points right now. Let's see. Currently I have 41 voicemails and 15 missed text messages. My messenger shows 11 messages behind. Six Instagram messages I haven't looked at. Those are just the ones in the normal.
Not the general
mailbox. My requests are at 22 right now.
People really like to talk to Josh.
Well, it's because I haven't got to it.
By all means, message him all of literally. I'll put his email address in the description below. Just send him all.
See, the thing is I try and be responsive to messages. Now, except my personal messages on Facebook. Those I don't respond to most of the time.
I get a lot of friend requests, and I got a lot of friend requests. Yeah. No, but I get a lot of requests from people, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but I have no idea who they are.
Right.
Like I've never, and I genuinely, I would love to be friends with everyone, but I have to have a little separation in my life. Scale Builders Guild and all of that stuff is one part, but my personal life, I kind of have to keep some of it personal. It's a challenge, but it's not because I don't want to be friends.
Yes.
Sometimes it's difficult to separate the business side of my actual work life and then the personal side. So it's nothing intentionally mean.
Right. Yeah. The my messages on my Harley Facebook page, I try and be responsive to. I have no idea how far behind on that I am right now.
Probably very.
Yeah, most likely. So, after all this is over and everybody's back to work and back to our new normal, I'm going to have so much digging out to do of email. What's the rule on that? Like, if you haven't responded to an email in 8 days, do you say this is a dead soldier?
We're just gonna have to agree that
you're not getting a response to that one.
Or I hope you've already answered that question by now.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, I think that's.
I think the best kind of rule of thumb is for questions, especially instead of sending an email, just wait until Wednesday when Josh actually wants you to ask questions.
Right. And then you miss most of them in the comments again.
Right.
Unless they come with a donation, then I automatically read them.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Question for both of us from Dale C. If you could build scale build any prop vehicle from a movie or a TV show, what would it be? And then he gave some examples: the Jurassic Park Explorer, Ghostbusters ambulance, Star Wars land speeder. What would it be? You've never seen a Star Wars, so I'll retract that last one.
Okay. But as of more recently, one that I actually have been thinking about making, and that is the off-road buggy in the Fate of the Furious Fast 8. Or no, sorry, Hobbs and Shaw.
Herbs and Sure.
Yeah. They've got like straight up off-road solid axle tube buggies in when they're in some sort of complex thingy.
The Samoa, no, Samoan Islands.
There's some great stuff there too, but no. Before that, they're at like that industrial anyway, and it basically looks like every other truck I have. But just with less paint and more metallic body panels. I like that. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have piqued your interest.
No, I saw that movie in the theater with my buddies from work, and we try to do like a guys' night, movie night every couple months, and I remember like just for a split second falling asleep because we went to the late show, and I'm old.
That was exactly going to be my response. Yes.
It was not a good movie, and
I put it on every night before I go to bed.
Of course you do. Anyway, I fell asleep and then I woke up. And it was like I was only out for like 10 seconds max, but I woke up and I was like, "They're still not in Samoa yet? Like, how long is this movie?" It just kept going and going and going.
Do you want to know how much of a not joke I was talking about when I say I put it on every night before bed?
No, I believe that you put it on every night.
Lately, like Nicole has a bad shoulder basically. So if she can't, so she'll sleep on a hard surface, basically meaning not the bed some nights. And if that's the case, I will have my Surface laptop thing, and it's just set on HBO, and I just knock out and I'll hit that, and I fall asleep in 9.5 seconds anyway. But it literally has been the movie I've put on in bed for like the last 4 nights in a row. That's
the great thing about like if I'm really into a movie, like I watched The Martian like that.
Oh yeah, what's his name? The Affleck. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. But I watched that movie probably 45 times, easily, and it just became my go-to. I need to fall asleep movie. Like I've already seen it. I already know what happens.
Yep.
Perfect choice.
I've got several of those.
So back to the original question.
What was the question?
You're gonna choose that weird thing from Hobbs.
I'm gonna choose that one vehicle that was in a movie that wasn't specific, that looks exactly like the rest of my vehicles. That's the one that I would choose first.
For me, what would I choose? I'm looking around like I've got it already, but I don't. I don't know. The one that springs to mind, because I just watched it yesterday, was the I think it was a Grand Wagoneer. No, it wasn't. It was a J10, a Gladiator, I think.
Yeah.
In Tremors. Remember that movie?
Oh, barely. It was like the same time as Gremlins.
It might have been 10 when it came out.
If you were 10 when it came out, I was...
Oh, you were 10 when it came out.
I was going to say.
Tremors. 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Jeep Gladiator. And it had like this cool utility bed on the back. Yeah, you know what? I will build that.
I'll have to look at that.
It's a lot like it's the 4 headlight style instead of the 2 headlight style J10. So it would have been like, remember the truck from Twister that Mike built?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's sort of like that one,
Oh.
but not really.
I'm just going to search for the Hobbs and Shaw off-road truck, and people on mine can actually see this because, well,
nobody on the channel cares.
No, and it's of course going to be all of the vehicles that are the ones that were cool in Samoa, and not the ones that I think were cool. Oh, there it is. But I'm not kidding. Basically, this looks exactly like the rest of the cars I normally build. And then it's one of those stupid websites where
it's not actually the pictures.
Yeah, garbage.
Jongy, thanks for agreeing with my wicked choice.
And actually, when I see the pictures of this thing here, it looks awful. Like, this is awful. I don't know why I thought it was cool in the movie. I take it back. I have terrible taste. From the front, it doesn't look bad. It's kind of got like a futuristic look of this vertical head. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a body that I actually feel like I could make from scratch, which is exactly why that's with the one
panels.
Yeah. So anyway, well, here's something new.
All right. Carlos Peralta wants to know if I run weighted knuckles in comps. I did 1 year on the SR5 that Ben now owns. That used to be in Josh's collection briefly. That had weighted knuckles, but no, not really. This year's Class 2 didn't have weighted knuckles, but it did have weighted wheel weights, the Vanquish wheel weights. So those are on that one. In Class 3, it didn't have any wheel weights either because it was already very heavy. It depends on the class. I don't know. I try to build the truck so I don't need to add weight.
And you don't care about performance, so there's always also that.
Class 2, I do care about performance.
Really though?
It's still ran hard.
Really though? Yeah.
Do you? Sort of.
Right.
Somebody wants. Go ahead. Do you have one there?
I'm trying to just go back to the.
Okay. All right.
Will a Vanquish VFD drop right into a 10.3? No, it's specifically made for a VS410 chassis. You need a VS410 chassis.
The chassis are entirely different.
Yes. That's talking about my 60 FPS stuff for sure. Lower quality, substandard, stop motion filming over there.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I would like to get a little more of a dedicated setup in here, so I don't have to cart my laptop in every time. I think that would be really nice.
Right. How ironic. The guy who literally works in the video industry has the worst streaming game.
It's true. It's true. I usually, well, for the sake of this stream, it's the entertainment value first, picture quality second.
Is it though? No.
To be fair, my regular videos look pretty good.
Yeah, your regular videos look much better than mine, so I'll give you that.
John Sheck was asking what my favorite tire size is to drive. 4.19 probably, although
did not.
Those are
when were we
than
discussing the other day when you said your favorite tire size was 4.75?
It is. It's 4.75.
And now you're trying to go back and be the Scale Builders Guild guy.
No, I'm over that. I'm throwing away all these hard bodies. But 4.75 is what I seem to be running the most. But that's just because they're Class 2 trucks. Like my regular scale stuff, they're always 4.19 or smaller. Like on the Chevy here, these are 3.6. Yeah, 3.6 on these guys. These are small. Actually, if there was enough spring,
What?
They press right in there.
What's going on with that suspension?
There isn't any. On purpose. There's a little bit.
What?
I told you, it's not about performance with these trucks.
Jesus Christ.
It's got plenty up front, okay? Lots up front.
Okay.
None in the rear.
Wow.
I like a firm rear. Look, Josh, I can't stop because look, I've even ground down all the treads off these tires. It's not about performance.
Yeah, it would suck to do that on like rocks or something like that. I agree.
It's
way too
it's
much
about
effort.
building a look out of the truck before you even take it out.
Right.
That way it's done.
Okay.
Scale. But if gun to my head, 4.19. That's my favorite tire size.
You make no sense, sir. Say one thing.
4.75 for the comp class 2s. It's what's on most of the trucks. Ish. What is that?
That is a plane, like directly over my house or something.
It must be the Blue Angels. They're doing a big trip. Bye-bye.
It's a possibility. They do fly like right there. Ooh, I'm sweating.
Not joking.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to. Louise Mazzuzo wants to see the C2X and talk about it a little bit. So I'll get what I was going to show you out of the way here first.
While you're doing that, I'll answer. There's a few questions here, all about when, what, how much, whatever about a Ripper, and the answer to all of those is no. No. How much is it? No. Can you get no? If I put my trail truck in my daughter's Barbie dream house, does it make it a scale garage? Yes, it does.
It does. And not a very accurate one, but still a scale garage.
Close enough.
Close enough for Jazz. All right, here's the C2X. Those who wanted to see it. Oh, I should move this camera back a little bit, actually. There. That's better. So, what do you want to know?
How or when did you guys become Thunder Buddies?
It's a good reference.
Do you know the song? I don't know the song.
I can't sing the song. No, I don't know it.
I don't know it either, but it's a great movie.
Yeah. The second one,
still good.
It's good. It's okay.
It was still worth watching. Yeah. I mean, of course,
definitely.
I'm a Mark Wahlberg fan, but
hey, goat, say hello to your mother for me. What are you doing there, goat? That's from a sketch on SNL where all he did was like say hi, tell people or things to say hello to their mother for.
Yeah. The only thing I think of with the goat is Adam Sandler's comedy CD from when we were like.
Yeah.
And the question about being Thunder Buddies was from Charged Up Dave, and he gave me $2, so I was obviously reading that.
Nice. You had to read it.
Worth it.
Yeah. Was that the same CD with? No, they're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, Tollbooth. What was it? Tollbooth Willie.
I'm coming out of the booth.
You really whizzed that one. You really button hooked me. Comedy CDs.
Hey, buddy.
That's how old I am.
Dude, buddy. It's buddy. All right. C2X, fab my own cage on the back here instead of the flatbed that was included. I'm pretty happy with the braze job on that one, gotta say. Scale metal supplies for all the tabs. They're laser cut, come on a thingy. This is a Knight Customs Canyon cooler. I think it's actually a licensed Canyon cooler too, so you can put the on there.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Performance-wise, there is a 3300 kV Puller Pro Stubby. Just lines are in there now.
Sorry. I'm opening a window. It's hot.
Yeah.
As you can tell by my shirt.
Weighted Method Roosts, my favorite wheel of all time. What else? I kept the stock servo, upgraded a bunch of the axle bits, clocked the motor and transmission so it's as low as it will go on this flat rail chassis. Basically made it a semi-competent Class 2. So we'll actually see how it works, hopefully soon, because the place that I want to go is definitely not open right now, which is a real bummer, because that terrain there is the nicest for me, close to me anyway. Yeah, little paint job on it, and weathered this TEQ old school Toyota logo, which I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. And yeah, that's the truck. Overdrive the front axle, put some lights in it.
You did a pretty good job making a C2X look respectable.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. It's not
your brazing job. I think the brazing job was good. The cage design overall was great. It's simple.
Oh, thanks.
It's hard to make that's the other hard thing, is trying to come up with a cage design and then make it look. There's a few things with cages that, like I look at them like the full size world. You got a few dead nodes in there. You got a few, there's. You should have, tubes should meet. You shouldn't have these. It's okay. It's okay.
I know I can't show you. Well, here, I'll just show you real quick. But there's probably some elements in here that are not structurally sound. Like, I'm sure that there should be something probably bracing this piece.
I would go from that piece there down to the bottom. No, I would go down to the bumper in the rear.
Oh, down to here.
Yep.
Like doink.
Yep, because you've got this, basically this ledge sticking out there. Anything that hits there is going to want to tweak it. So you're trying to make a load path, but
okay,
little things like you've got the bar below the rear windshield. Yeah, you got the bar below the rear window, and then the belt line bar. You got that little. See how there's a difference between where those two meet at the roll bar.
These two,
Nope, up at the front. The one I was talking about.
Yeah.
That one, and then the belt line bar. See how those two kind of come in at different places?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, these two.
Yeah. So normally you'd want those little things.
Okay.
But your style looks pretty good. I like it.
Style over substance. That's me.
It's something a Toyota guy would build.
Not sure how you should take that.
Out of sewer pipe and,
Yeah. Well, it does say on the back here, only in a Jeep. And I mean, I get more points for the license plate than anything, I think.
I know, right?
Eat the kids first. So yeah, I'd like to see how this truck. Oh, it actually has a driver too, like an actual driver. He's like waist up, I think, because the interior on this truck is really short, and it's a right-hand drive. JDM.
Yeah, another quirky choice.
Wouldn't be RC four-wheel drive without it.
Let's see. If using the same motor, is the Bomber faster than an SCX-10-2 with the kit trans? Oh, the kit. I'd have to look at the overall gear ratio. But say, for instance, that the gear ratios of those two cars are identical. Then the Bomber would be faster because the rollout distance of the tires effectively makes it faster than a smaller tire. As long as you're not looking at, too much drag, that the motor can't spin it and blah, 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 blah. There's all kinds of other little factors. But if the gear ratio is the same, the Bomber would be faster.
Yep.
Oh, God. A bunch of bunch of Adam Sandler CD references. POS car, that was a good one.
Oh, that was a good one. Trying to think of, like, we used to listen to that every day on our way to university because we drove. We didn't have far to go.
The champion was on that one, which was the golfing skit.
Oh, right.
And the reason that not even the best skit, a good skit, but not the best one. But the reason I always remember it is because I got a disturbing the peace noise violation for playing that in my Jeep. One weekend in Omaha, we were cruising where we cruised every weekend, you know? You went up and you drove around in a big circle, and that's where I met my first wife. Like, whoops. But I was playing the champion with 3 of my other friends in a Jeep, open top, and they were for some reason cracking down on noise. And I had like a killer stereo in my Jeep. You know, I had a blah, 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 you know, I had a single 12 and like a 800D Memphis amp at the time. Pretty good. And I think it was a legit set on a single 12 in a ported box. It was good. I'm just saying. And in an open top Jeep, you could hear it forever. But I was playing a stupid Adam Sandler CD, and I got disturbing the peace in that.
Jeez.
The worst.
Remember Fatty McGee? I think I played that really loud.
I like the stairs.
What about, there was also, what was the thing? It was like a line, and it was like all of these old Italian guys.
That's why I can't have that open. I forgot about that. My bad.
It's all right. It was like 3 Italian guys, and they were always agreeing on things. What was it that he would say? The one guy, the alphabet. Oh, the alphabet. Elemento. They always go together. I can't remember what it was now.
I was trying to...
Don't forget the condoms. They're like, what are you talking about? I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah, I do not... I'm going to have to go find the Adam Sandler CD on my...
I have it on my iTunes.
I bet it's on the internet.
You might be able to find it there.
But RC Dave's question, he had talked about let's see. I think you and I met when you asked me for my autograph in Pennsylvania.
No, I did not do that.
You call my wife a liar.
Yeah, I am. She's a bold-faced liar. Why would I ask you for your autograph?
Hey, it's her story, not mine. I didn't even remember. I water under the bridge, but
right, because she was probably thinking to when we saw each other at in Ontario when you came up for.
I came up for a G6 in
6.
Yeah.
And probably at that point, I probably went, Josh, can I have your autograph? That's what she's probably.
I see. So
sarcastically asking.
But
go ahead.
Pennsylvania 2014. Yes.
I think we on 14 or 13.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
So,
what's the question?
That it said how or when did we meet or become Thunder Buddies? But 2014.
That's when we met.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
I wouldn't say we really became friends until
even like we didn't really talk very much like 2016.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. Like when did you start at Vanquish?
January of 2016.
Yeah, so it would have been around then, I think.
Yeah. You tried to use me for my parts.
Yeah, but who doesn't really? It's the only reason any of us.
It really started out more as a content thing. Like, hey.
Yeah, it did.
The budget build. So.
Yep, that was a good starting point, I think, for this relationship. Thunder Buddies. Apparently, I win for having a live stream where the sound is synced to video.
Oh.
Yours is out of sync.
Yeah, probably just for you. Probably just for your face.
Just my audience.
Yeah,
it's probably 60 FPS, but like zero sync.
I think that might be because of that audio issue that you and I were discussing just before.
Yeah,
since your audio is actually my desktop audio rather than the NDI audio coming through.
Could be.
Probably that. We'll work on that.
Hey, Bill, thanks for the $10 for having. That's I rule for having sound and video in sync. Thanks for the cash, the cheese, the cheddar, the shekels, clams. BT asked, did the original Tamiya 3 speeds influence your interest in scale? No, actually, they didn't.
I think they deterred mine.
Yeah, probably for Josh, definitely. For me, I don't think, like, when those were around, when I was first getting into RC in general, I don't think I really thought much about scale. I just thought about monster trucks and goofing off. It wasn't until I started to take it seriously again that I would use a bruiser chassis to build a truck, but it wasn't because of the 3-speed. In fact, my only remaining bruiser-based truck, or chassis anyway, is this one, and I've got a part of my new body on it, but it was my original. This was my original Hilux build from many moons ago, and underneath this, there's a bunch of paddles in it, but underneath that's a bruiser chassis with a GCM transfer case and an axial SCX-10 transmission up front. Leaf springs, and then these axles are rummied, so they're all they all use regular hex and actually work a bit narrower than they're actually the same width front and rear, unlike a bruiser. But yeah, that's what you had to do back in the day if you wanted a good scaled truck.
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions I had on Facebook. It was just talking about older parts and tech that before an axial, basically.
Yeah.
The things like, let's see, he had some good examples in there actually. Let me
bring it up. I'd like to see it or hear it.
How about old innovative builds? So, do you remember Dorkstar? Ryan Jarish?
Yeah.
So he had the Traxxas Summit Trans TTC truck, which he built. He took I think a slash 4x4 front end, used it with a Summit 2-speed transmission and an axial AX10 rear axle to make like basically what was a 2008 or 10-ish Yeti before really anybody else had made that.
Yeah.
And like Traxxas Summit transmissions were kind of a hot commodity because they were a 2-speed, and at the time, we really didn't have much for great
gearing.
Yeah, or great motor choices, brushless power, things like that. So it was common to run a 2-speed. I made a lot of money on Summit transmissions. I would buy them off eBay like crazy, and then sell them on RC Crawler. So I'd buy them for $40 and just sell them for $80, and people would buy them all day. So
all day long, yeah.
So things like that, and let's see, he had Chino. He built some. He had so many cool builds back then. His custom portal stuff, they were using like Hot Racing or Energy had portal knuckles for some, I think it was for an AX10, but they were such typical Energy garbage that like the stub axles would just basically snap constantly. So he had to like find other heat treated lower outputs, that were for like a HPI this or that, and cut them down and modify them to work with the gear. And it was,
that was
back then. We had to
different
do
times.
Oh, we had to do so much to get stuff just to even to be able to do things. Yeah, there wasn't really bolt-ons. We were making flat plate chassis out of cutting boards from Walmart. Like,
I remember those days.
that was what most of our skid plates were back then. Was just Walmart cutting boards that we cut and drill.
A lot of that stuff, that's still before my time in terms of like when I started to take this hobby seriously again. But there was a lot of history in, like, if you go to the early days of RC Crawler, it's hard to find some of that stuff now.
Right.
But those threads are still there for the most part. You still find info and see what people used to have to do to build these trucks.
Yeah, I mean, you had to make stuff out of nothing, find barely anything that would fit and go from there.
Like a truck like this one that I'm like, this orange Hilux, it's one of the ones that will just stay in the collection forever because it's pretty hard to come by these bits now. So you got to hang on to them.
Yeah. And there were some people back then who just really pushed a number of interesting, innovations. Chino was one of, Dean is his real name. He lives here locally to me now. He used to live in the Bay Area. And Ryan Garish, Dork Star.
He's got have you seen his ambulances that he got?
No.
He bought
Did he buy some little
a couple of
half
Merc, no, like big ass Merc ambulances. Let me see if I can find it.
Interesting. Yeah, and then Jason Carter, who used to write for a lot of the magazines back then, he pushed a lot of stuff. I mean, there was just King Cobra was a name back then, and he did some crazy cool scale builds in the day, which were in today's standards maybe wouldn't be like the most scale thing you ever saw, but in the day they were really cool. And he passed a number of years back from something. I don't remember what had happened there, but there was just so much cool stuff like that.
What is it? DS Pro, right? DS Pro Online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check
Dork Star.
this out.
Hold on. Let me go to move up. Yeah, there you go. Wow.
You got two of them.
Well, that's...
There's a better photo.
You gonna make some overland vehicles?
Uh-huh.
That sounds appropriate.
They're not ambulances, they're fire trucks. My apologies.
Yeah, we get you.
But why not have a couple of those shipped in from Germany? I mean, it's sort of like Badger's Pinsgauer, or no?
He had a Unimog.
What's he got? Unimog, yeah.
I think he sold
Still
it.
has it. Oh, did he?
I think so.
Oh, I haven't talked to him in forever. I owe him a conversation. Real quick, I want to show off my latest project, which is a VS410 Origin and a 6-scale Dragon Willys. Bring back Chili Willy.
Let me try something here. Hold on a second. Audio. I'm going to try. CCXRC is trying to give me, trying to tell me to offset the audio device. Try 155 milliseconds. Let's see.
Always a good time to test is during the live stream.
Let's push to mute.
Anyway, while you're Googling how to fix that, a lot of people have done Willys conversions with this Dragon kit. I don't think anyone's put one on a VS410 yet. But this was the Origin. This was actually this was a prototype, right, Josh?
Which one?
The Origin truck? Wasn't I the guy that got it first? Yeah. Yes. So this didn't come in a box. It came in a bag.
Right. It came in a Vitera K5 Ascender box, right?
It came ziplocked in a Vanquish axle bag.
Right.
It didn't have this trans. This was also a pre-production tester unit that I was testing.
Do you have the? Is that your first Origin or your VFD?
This is the Origin,
Okay.
but it has the VFD in it now.
Oh, gotcha.
Because remember, they sent these out to test them prior to the release.
Yeah. God,
and I did my best to make it.
Oh, that's right. We started testing those in like
December.
Yeah, we sent them out to you guys in December because I built a test truck in like November or December with it. So yeah, no, we released in June or June.
So anyway, I've done a lot of trimming, mild trimming to this body, because it is like a one-piece tub. But I wanted to have it actually sit on this chassis at sort of a proper height. And so far so good. I am trying to design a new kind of trans tunnel to kind of cover up all of this chassis that had to kind of be placed in here. Josh might help me with that depending on his schedule, because his 3D design skills are a lot better than mine. But overall, it's going to look really cool. The wheelbase is off, obviously, but I'll get Josh to make me some new rear links. And I'm going to have the comedy motor cover in this, I think.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it'll actually sit in there quite nicely, and that'll be a nice little touch, I think, for Willie's build. I'll also widen out the wheelbase a little bit with some incision hubs to widen it out. Because even though these trucks in real life were quite narrow, and this actually looks pretty realistic, it probably, if it's going to have this kind of motor and this kind of chassis, it's all linked and everything, it should be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit wider. So that's the beginning stages of that, and I'll do a video series on this one as I get more stuff done on it. But I think it's going to be fun.
It doesn't sound like a terrible setup. I'm looking forward to it.
No, it'll be I think it'll be quite a capable truck too.
Oh yeah.
Because of the excellent underpinnings. That motor is going to look pretty killer in there, I think. Yeah.
All right.
That's going to be a fun one.
Ooh. So I am trying the CCXRC gave me, says threw me $10 to $10 donation to try it on the fly. We're doing a 155 millisecond delay on your audio. We'll see how that fixes it.
Well, if anything, it'll delay me from speaking. Or maybe I'll just start. And then
I was like, God damn.
Good times. This is good.
Josh, show your new dash in the Woods Runner. I'll do that. I'm having fun with that one. And I'm done working on a flat plate chassis. I'm putting my headphones down.
Okay. I better go full speed on Josh so everybody can see whatever he's got going on back there.
Whatever you were saying is probably untrue.
I wasn't saying anything, actually. I was just kind of letting it go.
So, I'm trying to figure out how to actually show this, because normally I have like a close-up camera, but it is the one that I'm using for you to see. But we'll just do it the old school way. So
yeah,
I have no idea how that looks in yours, but you can see I like 3D printed a new. Well, this seat isn't attached yet. We'll just take that guy out of there. That little guy, just don't pay attention to that little guy. That's from Super Troopers. Thank you very much. So, you can see my 3D printed dash in there, and now I made like a waterfall center console that goes over and covers the transmission.
You can sort of see that. Can you move it up? There you go. Yeah, nice.
So, and then I put in a dig in this, and the dig servo, you can kind of see it. You see the Tekin logo on it? The 3 dots? No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you can on mine stream, which is the important part. But it was going to be like right behind the seats, so I put in a like a firewall behind the seats area.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And it's all 3D printed as well. And that, oh, that's another print for the center console area. But anyway,
over to your left. There you go.
So
much better.
Anyway, it just will cover up so you can't see into where the seats are, so that way you can't see the servo that's like just hanging out in there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and then I made some adjustable seat bases and all that kind of stuff, and just trying to make this thing easy to work on and easy to so I can actually get to things. Things are actually covered up easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Because right now it was all styrene and
Well, that's the thing that I used to never build into my trucks is the actual being able to work on it or work on it quickly. And as I've been doing more builds, that sort of becomes the priority that I always want to focus on. I want to make sure that if something were to go wrong, that I can just pull off a body pin or unscrew one thing and get at the whole truck.
Yeah, and so the things that were in this that were styrene before were actually still very removable and serviceable. This truck actually had done that very well. It was just the fact that I would rather have it, designed and printed and all fits and rolls together. And I'm going to put a cap across the back part of this back here where those two screws are.
Yeah.
I'm going to cap that whole area again with some sort of panel design.
Cool.
Just kind of a filler panel. And little thing, I still have to put mesh in the front, that front nose. That was that piece that I'd worked on a stream a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And it's just another inner fender panel, but it's actually got a cutout in it, little things.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
I like it.
I think I'm actually going to try and stuff a forward-mounted motor in this truck.
Good idea.
So I'm going to stay with the three-gear transmission that's in it, and I'm going to try and see if I can wedge in a motor using the high-altitude performance. I've been using a bunch of his stuff lately, so it's
might as well keep going.
I just bought some more of it, so
right.
And
that's
trying.
Like I'm showing off on my side. I'm showing off the Class 2 truck from this year, like hinged bumper in the rear and 2 body clips up front, and that's all it takes to basically get at the whole truck, which is so much not like me. Usually it's like, okay, well, you have to unscrew this, and then after that you've got to remove the entire interior, but that's going to take 18 more screws, and that's all just to change the battery. Now it's just 2 body clips.
Yeah, that's like my Class 1 up there.
Yeah.
To actually remove the body it's actually only 4 screws to remove the body, but I made sure that I built it so that I could get a battery in and out without having to do that, but still tucked away completely. Just make sure that everything is just, there's no way I could deal with a truck where, like, to actually, the Ripper, you have to remove 4 screws to get to the battery.
Right.
Which is more than is normally acceptable to me. It just is. It's just, however, that one was designed. So, like, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed to be let's see. Official Black Turtle with $1.99 donation. Have you seen the RC movie coming out this month?
Yeah, oh, yes. I saw the trailer for it. I wouldn't say that it's an RC movie. I would say that RC plays a very big role in the movie, but it's basically a rom-com.
What?
That happens to I will find you the trailer and send it to you.
I'm not.
It's basically, long story short, dude needs a hobby, He sees RC cars. His wife doesn't get it. He meets a girl at the track.
Oh no. You know how many messages we're going to get about this?
Yep. Probably. I gotta find it in my history because holy cow!
Oh my god!
I remember what it's called, but it's like RC Dream or something.
No.
It's like
I'm horrified.
No. Can you search? Oh, you can search. Okay.
Oh my god!
It was on Vimeo, and it.
Who goes to Vimeo?
I know.
Vimeo is a perfect example of better technology just not always winning out.
Right, because the quality on Vimeo is way better.
Oh, it's fantastic, but
yeah.
Oh man.
I have to find it because it's Vimeo. Come on.
Let's see.
It's obviously on a low budget.
Oh yeah, an RC movie on a low budget. What?
I know. What a shocker.
Unbelievable.
So, Joe Whitworth said, "Girl meets a guy at an RC track, so it's fictional." Oh, that's so good.
Oh my god. If there's ever a girl at the RC track, you can just go ask her where her husband or boyfriend is. Like, she's not there.
When she's presenting the,
she's not there on her own.
The trophy.
Yeah, she's not there on her own.
Oh man, Flying Cars. That's the name of the movie.
It's called Flying Cars.
Yes.
Oh, even the title's bad. God.
I don't. And you know what? I don't like to make fun of people. CCR XRC called that out before I saw it, but yes, that's right. Flying Cars. Yeah, we should actually. You know what? Maybe for next week, we'll watch the trailer together.
Okay.
And we'll do like a pause and comment and say how realistic all of it is.
Oh,
because it's like you can tell that they went to film on like a track day because it's like filmed in like Southern California, so like it's like a dirt track and 8-scale nitro and electric and stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna have such a hard time not looking this up until I'm not. You've seen it, but I'm not going to watch it until then. I'm not going to watch it until then.
All right, we will stream it together. Yeah. Keep it together.
I'm terrified.
CCR XRC, thank you for the $2, by the way. Thank you for that. It is terrifying. Even like the weirdest part, and coming from a film and television and movie background as I do, it's really strange to watch a trailer that doesn't have any actual speaking in it. Like there's not even a voiceover from an announcer. It's all just a music, like a piece of music that was written for the movie.
Oh, they could have had
RC.
They could have had Nicole do the vehicle sound over, like sound effect. Oh, she makes so much fun of these. she loves going. No, she makes this more like wee wee because it's an annoyed analogy of the sound. Not saying it's not close to accurate, but
yeah. It's definitely it'll stick with you, not in a good way.
Okay.
Try your best not to watch it. I'll forgive you if you do, because maybe then we'll have some more actual like stuff to talk about if you've watched it. But when I saw it, I was like, oh no. There was another. And actually, I have this other movie on DVD. It's a documentary about a guy who like has no experience in RC at all, and then decides to race at the Snowbirds event in where do they do that one, in Miami or Florida somewhere?
Florida, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, it's like carpet indoor 12th scale, right?
Yeah. Or is it? No, isn't it like Oklahoma? No, that's Chili Bowl. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the Snowbirds is Florida or something. I'm sure there's race car guys that will say exactly where.
Yeah, but so there's a documentary all about that, and I think that one's called Carpet Racers.
Which sounds like a way better movie until you watch.
Until you watch it. But it's like, it's so difficult to take what we love, this hobby, and put it on film, because
you can't make it look cool.
You can't make it look. No. There's no making this look cool.
Okay.
One final thing on flying cars from the trailer. The like one of the big moments between the two, because she also has RC cars. The new love interest, not the fiance that he's engaged to that hates RC. They build a ramp together. And they jump over their house. Yeah, I know I'm going to your full screen because people need to. Yeah,
we'll watch it together. This is a great follow-up question. Name 5 movies. Since there's 2 of us here, we're gonna say 6, so we'll have to go back and forth. Name 5 movies that had RC cars in it.
I'll
let you go first, so you get the easy ones, or easy. You get one. You get one. I'll go after.
It has to be a movie, right?
Yes, not a TV show. I'll allow a TV show.
No, let's go movie.
Movie only.
I can't remember what movie it is, but I know that it's like a bomb that's remote controlled and it's on a car. Oh, wait,
Bullet.
no, I have. Was Bullet? It was
that
Bullet.
Was Bullet.
It was Bullet. Yeah.
I just
okay,
and then I just turned you guys on to see what y'all were talking about, and I caught the whole flying cars thing.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
Nicole will be joining us next week for the
screening
of the Flying Cars trailer. So,
my first movie. I have the first movie with an RC car in it. Ocean's 11.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that movie, that was a TXT, I believe, in it.
Nitro?
Maybe. Yeah. No, okay, so that you're right, it was Nitro, it wasn't a TXT. So yes, Ocean's 11 when they're drag racing the big truck and he runs it over. Bad Boys.
Yes.
They take a Tamiya TXT out of the tunnel and drive it to the house, and it's a bomb, I think, as well. No, it's a camera. Or it's a camera with a bomb. They go up to the soccer balls and then where they all go. Yep. Okay, so there's 3 because we had Bullet.
Oh yeah, 3. Okay. Terminator 2. In Miles Dyson's house, when Sarah Connor is going to murder him, his son has what looks to be a Tamiya, maybe like a Blackfoot variant.
Okay.
He's driving it down the stairs and runs into the back of his legs. He bends over to get the truck and avoids getting shot in the head.
Convenient.
RCs save lives.
Can we count Stuart Little? Is that a stretch?
No. Was it remote controlled?
Wasn't it remote controlled?
Is he driving it?
He is driving it, but didn't it start remote control? Okay, maybe we won't count that one. Let's see. I'm sure that they're rolling in the comments, and I'm purposefully not scrolling down.
But I'm not looking at, or I'm looking at them, but I don't remember them.
Oh man, let's see. What is that?
SD. Oh, that's not what I was thinking of, but I do remember that.
Which one?
No, guys is commenting on the Manhattan Project.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I guess it had.
Oof.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Right? That we were able to come up with.
Yeah, I can't. I mean,
You guys are saying Toy Story, but I don't
no,
think
that doesn't count.
Toy Story is animated.
No, that doesn't count.
Home Alone 3.
Oh shit, that's a man.
Deadpool. Deadpool with Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
That one in it, I think.
I haven't actually seen that Deadpool.
No, I don't think I remember that one either.
Man, okay, I can't. I'm scrolling down to where they're most definitely coming in. Fast 5 when they were in Rio. What did they do with the car there? One of the Bond movies. I don't remember that.
No.
They used an RC to kill an bat. Toy Soldiers. Oh, I remember Toy Soldiers, but I don't remember an RC.
That wasn't animated though, was it?
No, it was CGI. Figures basically. Yeah.
Chucky had an RC-10 in it apparently.
Yeah, poultry. Man, I don't remember these from any of these. Punky Brewster.
Freestyle Fun. You're asking about a CR12 for a custom build. You could totally do a custom build on a CR12.
So I will.
The aftermarket, not a lot of
no
stuff
aftermarket at all.
going on.
However, I had a CR12. Got the Ford version right when it came out. It just wasn't for me. It didn't really fit the channel or things like. So I didn't really do anything with it. But Brandon, my coworker, we gave that to his son John, who is 2.5 now. He has been driving that truck constantly for well over a year, maybe a year and a half at this point.
Yeah.
And that kid basically...
It's rock solid.
It is insanely rock solid. And for what,
they were good little trucks.
The CR12...
I had one too.
Definitely does not get the durability respect that it deserves for what it is. I've seen it hold up to.
Yeah. It's good. It's very good.
RC Dave charged up. And you say brass is bad. Wait till you watch this. This has got to be... So, yeah, man.
Yeah. I can't wait until we watch it together. I'll have to probably find a way to download it so we can have it on screen.
We can't do that. We'll just have to tell people when to start queuing it up. We'll share the link in the description because we can't broadcast it.
No, that's true. We cannot do that.
So that would be
even if it's parody.
Nope, that falls under the reaction video clause stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
good to know.
You can use it fair use for news type. So I could use it in the scale news.
All right. That could be a thing.
I mean, I will hold back judgment until I. Okay, so they're saying Fast 5. Life Coach D says Ludacris used it to look at the safe. I do remember that. Luda. So yes, I do remember that. They go in, they got the camera on it.
Ludacris. I like Ludacris.
Yes, that was what I was listening to in that Jeep, that 12 and that 800D.
Cadillac Rome.
How's that? How's that go?
Oil my Cadillac spills.
That's not the next line.
Yeah, I have to start from the beginning.
Yes, man.
Well, what do you think?
I think
it's been 3 hours.
We have done our diligence for the evening.
Yeah, I think we've kept people mildly entertained. What servo would I recommend for the RC 4-wheel drive 2-speed transmission? For the actual 2-speed part, I don't know. You don't need anything powerful to switch it. So whatever you got in your parts bin. Like a 645 or I don't know. Nothing really. I don't have a recommendation.
So
what's a budget bargain servo for shifting a gear?
Choose an RTR servo. Just find something cheap.
Yeah,
just
there
go
you go.
cheap.
Just get an
cheap,
RTR.
cheap.
Like
find a parts
cheap.
bin servo. Get a 120 ounce inch, 150 ounce inch cheapy servo. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because
it's not doing much.
Go to the hobby shop and say, "Hello, sir. Give me your finest piece of cheap servo. Like,
give me your cheapest, finest servo. Yeah. And I won't spend more than $20.
Done. Exactly. Official Black Turtle, who's the one who brought it up to me, Eric. He's in the Bay Area. He's the one who was talking about the RC movie, Flying Cars. They had started an RC podcast here recently called RC Hangout.
Oh.
But the reason I bring that up is because if we have they're going to be having the director on their podcast next week.
Wow.
If we have questions.
Neat.
There's so many questions.
I have. What day is that? What day is it going to be on?
Eric will have to message me. I will message Eric.
I'm excited.
I almost feel like we can't pre-record this. This has to be Wednesday.
No, it has to be a live Wednesday.
Nicole's going to need time to prep and do face stuff. So
popcorn. We'll have to but it would be so awesome to troll it. And I'm not a mean-spirited person, but it would be fun to be like, so in the scene with the RC8, what servo were you running?
Just super technical, just that is mean-spirited, sir. It's a good thing you have a USA shirt on tonight instead of a Canadian shirt.
What weight diff oil were you running in the center diff?
I'm genuinely excited for next week already. So
me too.
And
I think it's going to be great.
Blue Streak, when Martin Lawrence is looking for the diamond up in the air vents and he's driving it, and I think he's got an early version of an FPV goggle on.
That's cool.
Another one I forgot about.
Yeah,
and then
that's a good one.
BT threw me two more donations, which is awesome. Again,
nice.
Have a good night. Pumping out the videos. More Super Trooper references on Friday night. Oh, try and stop me. My only.
You know what? I'll even pop in and. Well, as usual, the match signal will go off, and I'll jump in there for no reason.
All right.
It usually happens. Thanks everybody for watching. Great live stream tonight.
Yes,
fun.
Good times. Thanks everybody.
Thanks for all the cash. It was very nice of you guys. And let's do this again next Wednesday.
Wednesday it is. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Eastern, yeah. I don't know why. Okay. That wasn't a joke. I just literally can't talk.
Fair. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks as always, guys.
Have a good night.
See you.